Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show this morning. We are rocking and rolling. Let me know how the audio is down there in the chat. Let me know what's going on there. We've got a lot to talk about. As you saw in the thumbnail, there's two trollops that have become I would say, a pimple on the anus of America. Jasmine Crockett and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Jasmine Crockett, her I don't know what you want to call the guy, bodyguard, assistant, whatever you want to call him, lover. I don't know. You fill in the blank. Your favorite adjective will probably work great here. Jasmine Crockett, security officer, shot and killed by a SWAT team in Dallas, Texas. What was he hiding? Who knows? Apparently, this guy was using multiple names. A man who was shot and killed by police in Dallas was part of Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett's security detail. Multiple sources reported this on Friday. According to CBS News, so trust it as much as you want, the individual in question was known publicly as Mike King. He was also running a business that placed law enforcement officers in off-duty jobs. That happens. He was a figure present near Crockett numerous campaign stops during her failed bid to the party's Senate nomination. I've got to give a boom shakalaka for that. So glad she failed. This is the guy here, this large black American. I don't think he's African American. He was probably born in America. But I'm at a point right now, guys, where, and I'm probably going to upset some people in the chat. I'm okay with that. If you're not born in America, I don't want you in Congress. If you hate America, I don't want you in any elected position. If you are if you're an elected official, I believe you should use the VA for health care. I believe you should not be allowed to stock trade. I don't think you should have inside knowledge that no other American has. And I also think if you're just stupid, you probably shouldn't hold public office, but that would get rid of 98.6% of Congress. Marjorie Taylor Greene got rid of herself. I want to play this clip. I'll just let you know, whenever I come on and do the news, I am watching it with you. I have not pre-screened. I have not picked like, man, I need to talk about this one. No, I grab news that's important to me and I roll with it. And that's how I do this. This is unscripted coffee with Ben and the news. I put up a thing there in the chat. If we want to do a mail call, I got a bunch of hate mail here in the mail room. I used to love a mail call on the submarine. We would send out the SEALs to go get the mail, the dolphins. Here we go.
These images of Mike King standing close to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office and while on the campaign trail during her recent run for a U.S. Senate seat. Multiple law enforcement sources say King was the man shot and killed after a standoff with Dallas police SWAT officers on Wednesday night. Police say he was chased into a hospital parking garage where he barricaded himself inside a vehicle before he was forced out by tear gas and pulled a gun on officers. These images of Mike King.
Why the hell do you think this guy would do that? What? Why would he do that here? Oh, mods, don't worry about the trolls. The trolls are fun. I love it. I'm at the point right now that the more trolls we get, the more fun we have. I'm really at that point. Unless they just say something like radically racist or homophobic, which would typically be about themselves or their mothers. I really don't care. But look at these comments here. I love putting up the X so we can hear. The comments are always the best. How do these people get into our government? Good question. Imagine a Dem using a wanted criminal for her security. He was using false names for his many jobs. Dems, you don't vet anyone, do you? Or are you in business of helping felons hide? Which is it? Which is it in the chat? What do you think? Do you think that she knew about this? Or do you think that Jasmine was innocent? As pure as the driven snow in the ghetto, right? I mean, that's where do they find? And I'll say this, if he had a business hiring off-duty police officers, I think that the police officers working for him should also be investigated. Just my opinion. Call me racist. I don't care. Right? I'm numb to that anymore. But I think that's part of the problem here. Jasmine Crockett's security detail killed in a standoff. What was he actually hiding? Did he have something on Hillary? He drove a replica Look at this. Oh, it gets deeper. He drove a replica undercover police officer, so he's pretending to be a police officer, with stolen plates from cars outside a military recruiting office. He was reportedly, and it had an extensive criminal history. That is keeping with the Democrat Party, right? I mean, come on. It's unclear how he was able to serve as Rep. Jasmine Crockett's security detail. They were probably doing some horizontal yoga. Multiple law enforcement sources tell CBS News the Texas man, known publicly as Mike King. That's a good name. What in the hell, dude? Wow. I'm all about this. Where's the 94 episode investigative story from Candace Owens on this one? Coming up next on Candace Owens, Jasmine Crockett, a criminal, employed a criminal, and they had a criminal enterprise. I mean, Candace, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Speaking of Texas, I covered this yesterday. Texas, y'all got problems. Armed Muslim man. We're starting to see a trend here. Stevie Wonder could see this one. An armed Muslim man wearing tactical gear was arrested after walking into an elementary school. The suspect, 39-year-old Kyle Najam Chris, a.k.a. Muji Mahanad, walked into Zwink Elementary School on Tuesday after another visitor failed to secure the first set of doors. You should be beaten for not locking the doors to an elementary school. He was able to enter through the first set of doors. I'm sure they had a sign up outside that says gun-free zone, right? He told police he was a security guard. However, he is unemployed, does not hold any certifications or licenses to serve as an officer. I think he worked for Jasmine Crockett's security guy. Was that Sheriff clip in part of your clip? I don't know who Sheriff Lamb is. I don't know who that is. I just woke up. I slept like a rock last night. I don't know what happened. Man, but this guy right here, I got to play the story for you guys. I got to play the story. Some of you may have seen it in my previous video. If you did, endure, cope, grab a cup of coffee.
A man with a gun was able to get inside a Klein ASD elementary campus through an improperly closed door. That's according to the district.
Yeah, court records show the suspect lived about a half mile from Zwink Elementary, where this incident took place. Reporter Liliana Pearson joining us now from Zwink Elementary. And Liliana, what did parents in the pickup line tell you?
There's a lot of mixed reactions from parents today. On the one hand, we're hearing from people who say they feel like the district handled everything just as they should have. Other parents are telling me they wanted more information and they wanted it a lot sooner. What all these parents can agree on is just how troubling it is that a man with a gun was able to get into their child's school in the first place.
It's a little alarming. Parents at Zwink Elementary School telling ABC 13 the events of Tuesday afternoon are distressing.
Obviously, I was concerned, I mean, as any parent would be.
Court records say 39-year-old Kyle Chris walked through the front doors of Zwink with a gun after someone else leaving the school did not properly close the doors behind them. Klein ISD telling Eyewitness News the front doors are in working order, but did not respond.
Wait a second. Did you see what I saw? Oh, boy. Hold on. Back it up. Wait a minute. Let me put some common sense in it. Hold on.
The school did not properly close the doors behind them. Klein ISD telling Eyewitness News.
Is that woman wearing a burqa? Is she wearing a burqa? Wait, what? Zwink Elementary School, y'all got some problems.
News, the front doors are in working
Enter with a promise. Oh my God. What is wrong with these people?
order, but did not respond when we asked if the person leaving held the doors open for Chris. The district telling us an armed officer was on campus that day, doing rounds of the property at the time. Records allege Chris was in military or tactical gear and had a gun and taser holstered when he asked the secretary if there was an armed officer on campus. Those documents go on to say he was asked for ID, but he said he did not have any and left the campus. Through flock cameras, law enforcement
Well, he didn't have ID because ID's racist. ID is racist. The reporter's a moron.
was able to trace Chris to his home about half a mile away and arrest him.
Kyle, Chris.
Jail records show he was booked into the Harris County.
This is what bothers me here. He didn't have a birth certificate? No, exactly. This is what bothers me. They blur the image of the criminal when he is, aloha gay bar. When he's shouting aloha gay bar, they blur the image. If he's a white dude, they're like, this is what he looks like. This is what his dog looks like. This is what his truck looks like. This is what he had for breakfast. He drinks 3 Dr. Peppers before 9 a.m. They go everything. If he shouts aloha gay bar, they blur his image. This is bull. I'm trying not to cuss. If you, any donations to the swear jar will be prominently used.
County Jail on Wednesday and charged with having a weapon in an unauthorized place. Some parents say the school should not have waited over 24 hours to inform families an armed man was inside their child's school.
I think it definitely would have helped if it was
Nose ring. I think it would have definitely helped if they would have told us.
a little bit sooner.
And they always have this up voice, how the pitch goes up. I think it would have helped if they would have told us a little bit sooner. These people are psychopaths.
It definitely would have helped if it was a little bit sooner.
A little bit sooner?
But I felt like there wasn't a ton of information as to far as what happened.
In a letter to parents,
How many seatbelts does it take to go around this woman? How many? I think it's a tow cable to go around this one. It would have helped if it was a little bit sooner. She's got a nose ring and $90 eyelashes on. Wow.
There wasn't a ton of information as to far as what happened.
in a letter to parents, the district says they waited to inform families to make sure Chris didn't learn about a possible arrest and flee.
I have no problem with the timing. That was
You're a loser. If you have no problem with the timing, you're a loser. And I hope that your boyfriend throws you $1 when you sit in the corner and he plows her when you're watching. You're a cuck. You're an absolute cuck.
it's okay.
Outside of this charge, Chris has no other criminal record in Harris County. One of Chris's neighbors says he had just hung out with him and didn't notice anything wrong.
Just 2 days ago, we went fishing with my son. You know what I mean? Me, him, and the other neighbor, and his girlfriend's little baby boy.
And that neighbor is saying Chris is a veteran and he feels this is a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding. Okay, hold on. Him being a veteran doesn't have a damn thing to do about this story. Misunderstanding. What part of walking into a school with a damn gun is misunderstood? What in the hell is misunderstood about walking into a school with a gun? Oh, he's a veteran. Oh, he's got to be a great guy. Got to be a great guy. Veterans are a cross section of the United States. They're a cross section of society. You have good ones, you have bad ones. That is, do not fall into, well, he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He was just going down there to check things out. Come on, people. Do not do that. Do not allow them to blackmail you into this. It was a veteran with no ID. Donna, bingo. Good God Almighty. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. for the swear jar bent. We're going to get into it. I can already tell. Tell today's going to be one of those days. My wife's going out of town right now. I slept like a baby last night. I've got my pillow. I've got the my pillow blanket. All my dogs have my pillow dog beds. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm a lucky human being. I am a lucky human being. Y'all help out mypillow.com down there. I got all my pillows on the bed. Dogs all have my pillow dog beds, blankets, everything right down there. 800-723-6815, mypillow.com/veteran. Save 40% off. Help Mike Lindell. Dude's a damn patriot. Do that. If you don't, you're probably going to the Aloha Gay Bar. I like the Aloha Gay Bar. That's kind of my new term for it. Aloha Gay Bar. How many Ted Cruz fans we got in the chat? We got any Ted Cruz people? Because Ted Cruz, in my opinion, just got, I forget the name of the song. Was there a song called Let's Get Retarded in Here? I think there was a song called Let's Get Retarded in Here. Hold on, let me see. Was there a song called Let's Get Retarded in Here? Hold on, let me see. I'm pretty sure there was. There was a song called Let's Get Retarded in Here by the Black Eyed Peas. Okay. You can't make this up. I really thought that. But now Ted Cruz just confirmed it. Ted Cruz claims, quote, Christ is King is being used online as code for, wait for it, I hate the Jews. That's code for I hate the Jews? I think he just got retarded in here. I don't know what's going on with Ted Cruz. After Trump started labeling him Lion Ted, I think he needs some therapy. Let's dig into the article and let's debunk him being retarded. Okay. Let's see. Senator Ted Cruz issued a stark warning during an interview with David Brody, arguing that anti-Semitism is not only on the rise, but it's increasingly, oh my God, I can't even read this. These people are stupid. He also suggested that the popular phrase, Christ is King, is being weaponized as a code word for Jew hatred. Ted, I think you're stupid. He specifically pointed to Tucker Carlson as a venomous ideology infiltrating the party. I agree with that so far. When asked by Brody if President J.D. Vance, a close friend of Carlson, should speak out against the former host, Cruz was blunt. Okay, look, everyone's blah, blah, blah. Where did Christ is King become Jew? I can't blame everything on the Jews. I just can't.
This is something Tucker and others are pushing. And this is, look, I think this is a heresy. It is a notion that the promises in the Bible that God makes to Israel are no longer valid. The Jews are no longer God's chosen people. And instead, replacement theology argues that the Christian church has replaced Israel and the Jews as God's chosen people. And all of the promises in the Old Testament are now invalid.
So God breaks his promises, apparently.
Yeah. And that, I think that is.
I would get out of the way of some lightning right there.
Absolutely wrong. If God breaks his promises to the people of Israel, that suggests that God could break his promises to Christians as well. And I don't believe God breaks his promises.
Okay, he saved himself right there. I don't believe God saved his promise or breaks any promises either. I'm at a point right now where I'm numb to everything being blamed on the Jews. I'm numb to that. It's just like I'm numb to every member that's got a MAGA hat being a racist or a fascist. I'm numb to this. You can't do that with me anymore. It doesn't work. I know there's a lot of black Americans that are numb to the Democrat Party. They have broken up the Democrat. And I'm at the same point right now with this whole thing of everything blame the Jews. I just can't do it. I'm over it. And at the same time, I want y'all to, I want to direct this to Ted Cruz. I want this comment to go to Ted. Ted, rather than telling people they can't say Christ is king, why don't you criticize the people yelling Aloha Gay Bar before they shoot up schools and gay bars and all this other crap? Where is that criticism at, Ted? What is wrong with these people?
Although it is being used online in a way that is meant to say, screw you, Jew.
What?
It is being used in a context very directly to say, I hate Jews, and that's almost an online code word. Christ is king is, I hate the Jew. Is that?
Do me a favor. Let's exercise the demons in here and just type Christ is king in the chat. It will trigger every troll watching. They will not be able to control themselves. They will probably burst into flames in their mama's basement in a hot pocket, wearing their sister's underwear backwards. Do me a favor. Let's exorcise the demons.
Your view, or why do you say that?
Because you see the people who are saying it, and they're saying it in that context. They're saying Jews are horrible, good, like they're attacking Jews, and they end with Christ is king to make it sound like somehow there's a biblical basis for attacking Jews. Look,
saying Christ is king is not attacking anyone. Ted Cruz, you are so retarded. Oh my God.
Jesus was a Jew. And by the way, the twisted theology that says Jews are Christ killers, and that's been used to justify anti-Semitism, to justify persecution and murder. Look, as I read the Gospels, Jesus went to the cross willingly. He made the choice to go to the cross, and it was not the Jews who killed Jesus. It was me. It was you. Look, Jesus died for our sins because man is fallen, and the wages of sin is death. And Jesus took on the punishment that you deserve and I deserve so that we could be covered in his blood and receive salvation, not through works, not through what we do, but through the gift of God.
Okay, I saw something here that I need to. Somebody made a good comment.
Displaying the 10 Commandments is violence.
Somebody made a good comment here that it started with Candace, Roselle. Hey, Ben, it started with Candace. She used Christ as king. Okay. All right. Now I can see I can see what's going on here. I think you're right. I think Ted Cruz meant one thing, and I think something else came out of his mouth. I do believe that Candace Owens started this whole little, let me ask you this. Are they trying to hijack the phrase Christ is king the way that the password people hijacked the rainbow? Somebody says Nick Fuentes was first. Is that what's happening? Because I saw a couple of comments saying in the chat that they were hijacking Christianity. They've divided conservatives, and now they're trying to divide Christians. Okay. Max said that was absolutely correct. Okay. So that's what they're doing. And Nick Fuentes started this. Okay. All right. Okay. I believe Ted Cruz said one thing and the context was a little wrong. Did Ted just say it out of line there? Santa Lou? Okay. All right. I see what you mean. I don't believe Ted Cruz meant it in the context that it came out. All right. But Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes started this? I did not know that. He wrote Ben Fuentes. Okay. All right. I didn't know that. I'm not a Nick Fuentes guy. I've got underwear older than Nick Fuentes, so I don't want to be that guy, but if I've got clothing that's older than you, I'm probably not going to go to you for legal advice, political advice, any of that kind of stuff. I'm just not going to do it. I just can't. Okay. Call me an oldest. I don't know what you want to call it. My truck is older than you. I'm not coming to you for political advice. That's just my thing. Okay. I do appreciate you guys. Ted is 20% rhino. I don't know. I'm not in Texas. We got our own problems here. We got one good senator. I like Tom Cotton. A lot of people will come at me because of Tom Cotton. I like Tom. I know him personally. Does he get everything right? No. But I believe he genuinely has a love for America and a hatred for the enemy. That's what I think. Let's go here. Let's trigger the chat right off the bat. Let's just roll with it. Which one of these is the most constipated? Who is the most constipated? Shelly, I'm listening while I get my Bible. God bless you. Shelly, send some prayer here this way. I've been the focus of a lot of prayer at the kitchen table. I've got a clip for you that's going to blow your mind after this. Do you want a palate cleanser? You want a palate cleanser clip? Hold on. I've got one for you. Palate cleanser. I love this guy. His name is Josh Howerton. Josh Howerton is a preacher. I forget the name of the church, but I love this guy. Here you buckle up. Some of you are going to freak out about this clip. You're going to freak out.
Do you believe that you will see Billy Graham in heaven? And he leans into the microphone and R.C. Sproul says, no. Rewind a few decades. You got two guys that are very prominent American theologians. On the one hand, you got Billy Graham, in general viewed as an Arminian, high free will guy. On the other hand, you had a dude named R.C. Sproul, the figurehead of Calvinism. R.C. Sproul comes into Nashville and he's giving lectures on predestination and free will. And then he does a Q&A. And according to reports, in the Q&A, somebody raises their hand and they ask the question, Dr. Sproul, you and Billy Graham have a vehement disagreement on this doctrine. And they say, Dr. Sproul, do you believe that you will see Billy Graham in heaven? And there's this big, long, tense silence. And he leans into the microphone and R.C. Sproul says, no. Because when we get to heaven, Billy Graham will be so near the throne of God and I shall be so far, I will not have any chance of seeing Billy Graham. There are some things, doctrines that are worth dividing over, but listen, don't divide Christians that Jesus died to unite in unnecessary things. Do you believe that you will?
I think that is one of the best. Lake Point Church. Where is that church at? Where is Lake Point Church? Because I think this is one of the best clips that I've seen. When I first saw the first part, I was like, Billy Graham not in heaven? I was like, what? And I believe that what he says at the end here, let me go here. Doctrines dividing us.
Have any chance of seeing Billy Graham. There are some things, doctrines that are worth dividing over, but listen, don't divide Christians that Jesus died to unite in unnecessary things.
I think that's what's happening right now. After reading some of the comments, playing the clip of Ted Cruz, realizing what Candace Owens is doing, realizing what Nick Fuentes, realizing what Tucker Carlson, realizing what these people are doing. That is a very powerful clip at the end. And he said, there's no way I'll see Billy Graham. He'll be so close to God's throne that I won't be able to see him. And man, that is a good clip. I love that. If you don't like that, you've really got to get right with something else in your life. How many of you are going to, he has lots of great videos. The Josh Howerton guy, man, I really like him. In the chat, will Billy Graham be in heaven? 26% of you say no. What? Wait, what? 26% of you do not think Billy Graham will be in heaven? Oh my. What? You have to be insane. Hopefully I'll be a janitor in heaven. Man, I'll do whatever I can to be the guy. I'll be the guy that's doing the work for the janitors. Seth, Freemasons, no. Oh, we got those people in here. We got some flat earthers in here too this morning. Thank you to the flat earthers for showing up. We would never really figure things out without you. You creeps. You absolute creeps. Let's go here. I just. Well, I could really swear right now, but after a clip about Billy Graham, I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try not to. Who's more constipated in this clip? Who's more constipated?
And we've got the Republicans in Congress right now. They can't even fund Homeland Security. Our own Border Patrol, ICE, TSA agents, and others are not even getting paid. But yet here they are told that they're going to be voting, and they'll vote for it. Believe me, they love the war. The neocons love the war. Oh. They're going to pass a supplemental to fund the war in Iran. What is that going to be? $50 billion or more, while the war is costing us approximately $1 to $2 billion a day, but yet we're not even funding Homeland Security, and Americans are still struggling. And Caitlin, I got to tell you, I'm still waiting on Mike Johnson to roll out that Republican health care plan that he boasted and bragged that he was going to have, because Americans can't even afford health insurance right now.
Do you miss Congress?
Absolutely not. This is an institution.
Here's the other question. Do you miss her being in Congress? Does anyone miss her? And if she is so America, why didn't she stick around? Why, if she has all the answers? It's really amazing. I mean, a lot of people in the chat, even. If you want to know how to fix everything, you just ask the chat. If I mess up, I'm like, or if I don't have the answer, do you know what I do? I ask the chat. Marjorie Taylor Greene, if she had all the answers, why didn't she use them while she was in Congress? Why didn't she do everything that she is now? Or maybe she didn't have the answers in Congress. Once she got out of the Congress and went to the gym and started hooking up against her husband, is that where she got all the answers?
Do you miss Congress?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
this is an
not.
institution with a 13% approval rating because it fails Americans over and over. And I'm a very conservative. I always had a strong conservative voting record. And you know what? Congress doesn't serve America. It's America last. And I really believed in serving America first. So it was a land of frustration for me.
She believes in serving America. Then why didn't you stick and fight? You're a coward. You ran. You're an absolute coward. I think she's a coward. That's what I believe. Your husband just passed away. You can't afford health care insurance. Call Chapter. They'll help you out. If you're on Medicare, call Chapter. You'll save hundreds of dollars. It's free to call. Somebody will put the link in the chat. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bigot. I think she's a liar. I think that she now is going to be the victim She could have changed it from within, or at least tried for as long as she could, but she didn't. She's a fraud and a traitor. I believe that too. Oh yeah, we're frauds and aggressors. Yeah. Right. Oh, here we go. What legislation did Marjorie Taylor Greene propose to help save America while a congressman? Drum roll, please. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene sponsored bills including Make Elections Great Again, in the H-1B visa, and no tax on home sales. One became law. Financial management risk reduction. One became law. Only one. Look at that, right down there at the bottom. Only one became law. So she really did a lot for America, didn't she? Marjorie saving America. One gym membership at a time. God, what is wrong with this clown? Wow. Okay. Here's one for you. Here. These dogs are going to freak. Hey, hold on. Let me play this clip while these clowns do this. Let me go ahead and play this. I don't know what they're freaking out about. Hopefully a Democrat stopped by or something. I don't know.
So as we talked about earlier, Iran's sea mines could be one of the most dangerous weapons in the region, and the regime has stockpiled thousands of them capable of shutting down the critical Strait of Hormuz. So let's turn to the wall to learn about how some of these sea mines work. Of course, the way they work is they detonate either on the surface or just below the surface, triggering an explosion that can create a gas bubble and shockwaves that will tear a complete hole through a ship, sinking it or massively disabling it. You have a variety of different kinds of mines. You've got floating mines that are on the surface. You've got other mines that are moored. They're attached to the seabed floor, and so that they can't be seen until the hull, which runs several meters deep below the surface, hits them. You also have more modern mines that use infrared and other radio waves in order to detect a ship coming by, which is why a lot of the mine-sweeping ships that the U.S. military has used up until recently still have wooden hulls or fiberglass hulls so as not to detonate those mines. And of course, all of this comes down to the fact that and the reason why Iran has managed to hold the world hostage with its oil is by the fact that if they can control that Strait of Hormuz, that little dip of the
Fred and Daisy freaking out about the UPS guy. Gosh, what is wrong with them? Then I've got to basically bribe him. I got to throw him some meat. Kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene. We got to throw her some meat. Wow. Oh, gosh. Where are we at? Where are we at here?
So to learn more about this, let's bring in former CENTCOM director and U.S. Army Colonel Joe Puccino. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Colonel. So, we talk a lot about dominating the air in a battlefield. We don't spend as much time talking about dominating the seabed floor.
Well, we're dominating the seabed. Here's the other one that's really, really amazing to see. Let me find this clip this morning this goes back to 1988, where Trump here, and I'm glad she's got a cocktail dress on this early. There we go.
Developments in the Middle East, President Trump announcing that the U.S. has conducted a major strike on Iran's Karg Island, writing on Truth Social, quote, "The United States Central Command executed one of the most powerful bombing raids in the history of the Middle East and totally obliterated every military target in Iran's crown jewel, Karg Island. I've chosen not to wipe out the oil infrastructure on the island. However, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, I will immediately reconsider this decision."
Karg Island is a small landmass in the northern Persian Gulf. It's about 16 miles off the coast of Iran. It is the country's main oil export terminal. It controls about 90% of the nation's crude oil exports. Now, the war had not impacted the island until these strikes. President Trump reacted to the recent military operations in Iran. Listen.
the situation in Iran is going very well. A lot of big hits today, a lot of big wins today, as you probably have heard militarily. And I think it's going very well and very good control. Today we've had some very, very big hits, very powerful hits.
More American firepower is on the way. The amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli, along with thousands of Marines, have been deployed to the Middle East. More warships and fighter jets are also being sent. So obviously, Karg Island has been that crown jewel of Iranian oil production for decades, and politicians have always been very wary about engaging Karg.
He just nailed it. Politicians. Trump ain't no politician. Trump ain't no politician. He's not playing right now. He is not playing games. And I want to say this. I got a poll in the chat. Is this a game changer for Operation Epic Fury? Somebody said part of the plan. I think you're right. I think it is part of the plan. I'm glad that our country is being ran by someone not a politician. Chris RD44, Trump's a straight gangster. Here, I think I got to say it with that. He's straight gangster. I agree. I'm probably going to watch The Godfather. My wife is out of town. I get to watch whatever movies I want to watch today. NCAA tournament, movies. I can watch. I've been wanting to watch Patton again. I haven't watched Patton in a time of year. What movie should I watch? My wife's out of town. I got the house to myself. I'm going to get in my old truck, me and Fred. We're going to ride out here past Elkins, Arkansas. There's a burger joint way out in the middle of nowhere. The guy that owns it's from Iran. He loves Trump. There's more MAGA stuff in there than any house of anyone watching. He's from Iran. He loves Trump. I'm going out there. Tell me what movie I should watch, or what yeah. Ben Dykes knows about our Navy Barracuda to take out mines. Oh, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that.
Karg Island, because obviously it's very important to Iran. But if something happens to it, you wind up not only hurting Iran, but the whole rest of the world if you wipe that oil production off the map.
Which is why the president said that they did strikes, but only on military installations or military targets, not on anything to do with the oil, at least thus far.
Well, that's right. And I think what is really interesting is that, as you point out, Charlie, so whether it was Joe Biden or Barack Obama or even George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush, Karg Island has never been a target because of the oil infrastructure importance that it poses. However, when you've had...
I don't think Trump gives a shit. The big red one. I'm a Navy guy. I wanted to watch a Navy movie. Maybe a little Hunt for Red October. Maybe a little Das Boot. My wife hates that movie, Das Boot, because it's in German subtitles. You've got to watch the German subtitles, Das Boot.
They've been beating us psychologically, making us look like a bunch of fools. One bullet shot in one of our men or our ships, and I'd do a number on Karg Island. I'd go in and take it. This is at a time when he's hosting The Apprentice, right? He's not in politics, but yet he understood the importance of Karg Island and why that's a big development.
And yesterday he was talking on the radio with Brian Kilmeade, and Brian asked him, so are you going to go after Karg Island? And he says, well, that's not on our list of targets, but I can change my mind in a second. And by the way, you shouldn't even be asking me that question.
Yeah. He said, why would I tell you this? That's,
hours later.
Yeah. He clearly knew that was on his mind. And it was really smart of Brian to ask that question. A lot of people want to know a little bit more about this island. It's a coral island, Griff. By the way, it was destroyed quite a bit during the Iran-Iraq war way back then. And then it's been rebuilt into...
I'm all for this. You cut off the supply, they're done. Just cut the supply off. Ruin this government. Ruin them. I told you. I saw that clip. Somebody sent it to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. I'll get to that. Saving Private Ryan. I'm not an... I'll tell you this. I don't like all of the really nasty gore stuff. I can't watch that. I really can't. I'm not into the gore. I'm not into the wounds. I'm not into all of that stuff. I don't like watching it. I don't like the blood and guts stuff. I don't. It's just not my jam. Like this, I'm okay because I'm not seeing the stuff. I'm not seeing that. I can't watch the blood and guts. Right? Some of you like that stuff. I'm the type of person when there's an accident, I don't look at the car accident. I don't look at that. I saw a few things really horrible when I was active duty. And it's just not my jam. Not my jam. Check this out. Ohio treasure hunter Thomas Thompson been released after 11 years in prison for refusing to reveal the location of over $50 million in gold he discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of South Carolina. Even behind bars, he never gave up the secret. What do you think about that? Whoo, boy. 50 million in gold. This guy knows where it is. He's already paid his time in prison. So now he can go and get it, and they can't get him for double jeopardy. Double jeopardy, no more. I love this, man. God. Good for him. Yeah, I agree. Run Silent, Run Deep. Good movie. Great movie. McHale's Navy. Good movie. Operation Petticoat. Great movie. If you've not seen that submarine movie, you're missing out on life. Here you go. This is why we got him. Former Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro sitting down with Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Boy.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
Oh, I just heard the Democrat Party's buttholes pucker. It went. Tulsi Gabbard to demonstrate how Venezuelan voting machines and software have been tampering with American elections. He is prepared to testify against all of the players who helped rig the 2020 election for diplomatic immunity. Maduro is only the tip of the iceberg and a pawn of President Trump's chessboard. Lots of election stealing crooks are going to bed very nervous tonight. Maybe that's why I slept so good. Whoo, what do you think? Are you 571? I believe that was about a British submarine. Hollywood took it and made it into an American submarine. That was a British submarine. Is this a game changer for Operation Epic Fury? Yes. Brian, Operation Point Break. Good movie. Or Point Break. I think that was a good movie. If you're a veteran, let me ask you this. What is your favorite military movie? John Wayne, Green Berets, great. Dirty Dozen is one of my favorite movies. If I'm a Democrat, that face right there is one that they should be worried about. Because I believe, let me see if I can find this little snippet. I think I know why Tulsi Gabbard is after everything. Let me see if I can find this. I believe I have the central answer to all of this. That's a side eye. Yep. That is exactly right. That is a side eye. And there was a clip. Let me see here. Where Hillary Clinton called Tulsi Gabbard, I believe she's a lieutenant colonel, where they called her a Russian asset, I believe is what Hillary Clinton called her. And I believe that's what drives Tulsi Gabbard. And I don't know if you want to scorn someone that's the director of national intelligence, because Tulsi Gabbard has a bone to pick, right? Let me see here if I can find this. Somebody send it to me if you've got that clip. It's a damn, I mean, it's like, wait, what? Tammy Duckworth called her the same thing. Here, let me see if I can find this one. Oh, here's my boy right here. There's my boy right here. There we go. I love this. This is a good clip. A lot of you don't like Tom Cotton. I don't care. I know him personally.
I'm dismayed by the attacks on Miss Gabbard's patriotism and her loyalty to our country. For instance, Hillary Clinton has smeared Miss Gabbard, calling her an asset of a foreign nation. Let me remind everyone that Miss Gabbard has served in our Army for more than 2 decades. She has multiple combat tours, and she still wears the uniform to this day. She has undergone 5 FBI background checks. I spent more than 2 hours last week reviewing the latest, putting eyes on more than 300 pages. It's clean as a whistle. It's fine that we have differences of opinions on policies and programs. I suspect some of my Republican colleagues might disagree with some of Mrs. Gabbard's votes in the House of Representatives. Just as I suspect that some of my Democratic colleagues might criticize Ms. Gabbard's statements and actions since she saw the light and left the Democratic Party. But I sincerely hope that no one today will impugn Ms. Gabbard's patriotism and integrity.
I believe that's what drives Tulsi Gabbard. That's what I believe. She is a woman scorned. Let's get to 10 new members on the channel. A great way to support the channel, become a member. You get access to a Discord server. It's a private Patriot chat. I don't know how many people are in there. There's a lot. There is a lot of people in there if you join the channel. It's 10 cents a day is all it is. 10 cents a day. It's the price of a cup of coffee a month. That's all it is. And you can connect with me one-on-one, and we share a lot of information there. What about Cuba? Cuba apparently has let the FBI into their country. Their leader has basically said, come on in, help us out, get rid of the fraud. I'm okay with all of that. I'm okay with every bit of that, because I believe if we cut communism out of our hemisphere, that is going to help a lot if we get rid of this. And I'm at the point right now where if we get rid of the communism in our hemisphere, maybe the people that hate America will leave. Maybe they will leave. They probably never will, because they'll never get EBT and welfare and all that other stuff in other countries. But, there's hope. There is hope. Maybe it'll happen. Let's see here. Let's do this. I want to pull up some, let's go here. I got a bunch of mail in the mailbag. Do y'all want to do a little bit of a mail call? Here we go. This is from Joanne in Gilbert, Arizona. Mail call. Let's do a little mail call from Gilbert, Arizona. Let's see. Mail call. Oh, nice little card from Gilbert, Arizona. Thank you so much, Joanne. Dear Ben, just a short note to let you know I'm loving your show. You're an honest person. For guitars, have you checked out pawn shops? Joanne, I go to the same 4 pawn shops all the time. And I'm at a point right now where the pawn shops call me whenever they get a guitar in. Mountain Man Gun and Pawn in in Fayetteville is a really good one. Thank you for sending out Bibles. Use the money where you need it. Wish I could do more. Joanne, thank you so much for the donation. And let me give Joanne a boom shakalaka.
Amen.
Thank you for the
Hallelujah.
donation.
And boom shakalaka.
If you're aware, I've got a bunch of these Bibles that have been donated. And I just got 8 more Bibles yesterday in the mail. And I'm going to send those out. So it is not cheap to mail Bibles. It's cheaper to mail, the stuff that the perverts like. It is not cheap to mail Bible. Okay, this one's coming from, is it Jerry in Golden Valley, Arizona? Jerry, Golden Valley, Arizona. Thank you, Jerry. Let's see what Jerry says here. Hey, Ben, thanks so much for everything you do. I'm typing my letter because I have messy penmanship. Jerry, me too. My handwriting looks like the Zodiac killer wrote a ransom note. I enjoy every show you have. Most times I cannot keep up in progress because they throw so many ads while you're talking. I'm sorry about that. I don't have any control over that. I really wished I did, but I don't. I don't have any control over the ads. So I get everything I need to hear on playback. Here are stamps to mail out Bibles. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry sent me a bunch of $10 stamps. That's going to help a lot, Jerry. And a whole book of stamps as well. Thank you, Jerry. God bless you. Give me a boom shakalaka here.
Hallelujah.
Let's do here.
And boom
type in the chat where you're calling from. Hey, Ben, are any of them ticking? Not yet. The trolls don't ever do that. The trolls never send anything. Type in the chat where you're watching from. Ben, you're a scholar and a gentleman. No, I'm a horrible human being. Ask any of the trolls. This one is from Russ in East Troy, Wisconsin. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. East Troy, Wisconsin with a donation. OMG, Russ, $100 super donation. Thank you, Russ. God bless you. Russ has got some good handwriting. Very nice penmanship. Ben, love you and your show. You're really doing good and great things. President Trump is great. Hope the next president is good and not be afraid to speak like the great President Trump. He's the best. When I was a kid, the commies said they would wreck us from within. They're doing it. They're doing it. Obviously, we are now the Indians. They want to steal what we have. Think about this. Ben used this money for the vets, however you like. Maybe Bibles as your vet. I would love to put a Bible in each one of those housings, each one of those units. That'll be very easy to do. Very easy. Thank you, Jerry. Russ. Is it Russ? Yeah, Russ. We got a card coming in from Sin in the chat. Sin with a Stonewall Jackson donation. Thank you, Sin. God bless you. With a card. God bless you, Ben. The Bible was greatly appreciated. Please use the money to pay it forward. You guys' kindness. Y'all are gonna make me nice or something in here. I got to keep the salty effect up. I can't deal with y'all getting me. Y'all can't humanize me and make me appear as a human. I've got to be the angry veteran on here. I can't be the nice guy. Whoa! Now that's holy crap! Look at this card. Look at this card. Check this out. There you go. The card pops up. Listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you so much from No More BS. No More BS in the chat. And a nice little note here. Hiya, brother Ben. Hey, I'm having crazy something issues adopting a dog. Not a veteran, but hopefully you can help. Booked out TDS. Thank you so much. Last but not least, a letter from Marianne in Olmsted, Michigan, home of Gretchen Whitmer. Let's see what this is. Nice little envelope here, like a security envelope. Oh, what is this? Holy cow. Now, this is interesting. Okay. We got a sticker here. Looks like a sticker of an American flag, like a decal. I think I might put that on my truck. Let me put that over there. 5th grade field trips, old engine show for kids with a 30-year history. I get it, to the launch. 75 to 90 volunteers. Western Michigan Old Engine Education Day. That's cool. And I don't know what this is. What is this? I don't know what that is. What is this? Like a koozie? Is that a koozie? I don't know what that is. Let me read this. Hey, Ben, Kitchen Scrubby. It's a Kitchen Scrubby from Michigan. Love your show. This is compressed to ship. Oh, okay. So it'll thank you so much. My wife will make me wash dishes now. Thank you, Marianne. Let me give you all a giant boom shakalaka for the donations. You're absolutely the best. I can't, you make me nice. And I need to get back to my old saltiness. I got to get away from the old.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Boom, we could do Boom Shakalaka. We love the Boom Shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it. They say, sir, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing a Boom Shakalaka. And they say, sir, we've never seen anybody do it quite like you're doing it, but we're doing it very well. And I can say that.
There we go. You all get a Boom Shakalaka courtesy of Sean Farish. Sean's a good friend of mine. I would call him a brother in arms. The whole thing with this Karg Island is kicking off, and I didn't realize the amount of damage. This guy that's talking right here, David Belavia, he is a Medal of Honor winner. And let's just listen to what he says here. Medal of Honor guy right here. I love, I know a couple of Medal of Honor guys. Humble.
Big strategic impact, big message to the Iranian regime. I mean, if they continue to harass the Strait, I mean, it's financial suicide for them.
This is why the President of the United States allows Secretary Hegseth to eat 5,000 pounds of lobster tails annually because of this performance, what you're seeing right now. I'm telling you what, we have thrown everything at these boys. Karg Island is 16 miles northwest of the Strait of Hormuz, 16 miles off of the coast of Iran. It's about 8 square miles, and we're pounding the hell out of it. They call it the Orphan Pearl. Civilians are not allowed to even go on Karg Island. So naturally, they thought that the Americans are never going to hit it. So what are the chances that they're hiding stuff on that island? Because 90% of their oil comes from there, as you stated earlier. Right now, Karg Island is 60% Raytheon because we have pounded the hell out of that thing and we'll continue to do it. This is an incredible. We used an ATACMS, Jesse, to knock out a submarine. That is insane. That has never happened before in the history of artillery, where we take out a submarine with a rocket, a missile that's 13 feet long. That's sick. It's absolutely, it's the golden age of everything happening right now.
What do you think about? What do you think about this with the Karg Island thing? I know we've got some military experts in the in the chat. How important is this? I didn't know there were no civilians on the island. I did not know that. Wow. That's an interesting move by the military, Secretary of War. That's an interesting one. Let's run through some of these. I got some good ones for you. You know what? I'm tired of her. She's too constipated for me. Let's go here. Let's see what the president says right here. This is a new one for me. You like how I can move myself like that? You like that? I got moves like Jagger is what I got. I got moves like Jagger. Let's go here. Good. See what the president says. Pop 2.
We're going to annihilate their Navy.
2, destroy their Navy.
Second, we continue to strike the Iranian Navy and their capabilities in order to do things like sustained movement through the Straits of Hormuz.
Number 2, annihilate the Iranian regime's Navy.
Elimination of their Navy so we can have freedom of the seas and not be threatened with the shutdown of the Gulf of Hormuz.
And then the Iranian Navy. Those are the primary focus of the military campaign.
And we are going to destroy their Navy.
I think we have. I think we have destroyed their Navy. Wow. Boy. You know, it's a good time to be alive. It's a great time to be alive. We got a lot of stuff rolling in here. Some supers, some memberships. Wow. Pebbles in the sand. I don't know that. Pebbles in the sand. what happened here? What happened with Judge Janine? Did anybody see this? She went off.
Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got? Cut it out. You're in one lane. We have cleaned up this city. Yeah, historic, really? I'll tell you what's historic. What's historic is that I prosecute everything other than 10% of the cases, where the United States attorney before me didn't prosecute 67% of the cases. That's what's historic. I'm willing to take a not guilty. I'm willing to take a no true bill, because I'll take all the crimes and put them in. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all the time we have.
Judge Janine went off. You see this? Goes haywire, fake news, storms out of the room. Oh, cut it out. You know how many convictions we've got? Cut it out. You're in one lane. We've cleaned up the... Oh, so the news media is saying that she's not doing anything. Right. Do you think it's Pam Bondi and Judge Janine, or is it the liberal judges? Ricky Lee, Snatch. That's a good movie. A good movie. The comedy Idiocracy, new documentary. Send the View to Iran. I think they should. Have you noticed Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper have never been to a Muslim country? Never. They don't go. Edwin, thank you, $1. Thank you, $10 super chat. I believe the liberal judges are the problem. Let me put a poll in the chat. Okay. Who is the problem with justice? I'm going to give you a couple of picks here. Let's do this. Let's go here. Okay, here we go. I think you'll like this. And I want to know which is the real problem. Is it Pam Bondi? Is it Judge Janine? Or is it the liberal judges? A good friend of mine, Jameson's Travels, just came out with this video. And these military clowns that are, what do we want to call it? How do we say this nicely? These military clowns that are going on TikTok and all this other stuff need to be convicted.
Watch with posts. Because this shit. I posted a video on TikTok. There was a guy, he didn't like it, reported it to the legal team.
Pretty much all of his videos are like, I'll do what I want, tell my leadership to F off. It's do whatever I want. I'm not in the military. Like, they missed that part. Somehow the other communication before they went in was, you can pretty much do what you want.
Jameson's got this new video. I haven't watched it yet, but let me see. Let's see here. There we go. But I think I will put a link into that and we'll go check it out. I believe a lot of these military members that get on various programs or platforms are part of the problem, and they should all be court-martialed. They should all be kicked out. Crimson Tide, they filmed they came on board our sub and took photos to build that set. They filmed some of that on there. It was actually, part of that was filmed on the USS Ohio. Okay. Thank you for that super chat from Worth Speed. Kelly Likely. Oh, Kelly. Does the United States military send messages to its citizens to leave before a drop? I don't know, but I think you kind of get the memo when you see all the fighter planes flying over. If you don't, I mean, when you have the Iranian peoples standing outside yelling into the sky, airplane, you know, you can kind of figure that one out. Right? Let's go here. New member, show us your papers. I like that. Show us the papers. Love it. Ricky Lee, thank you. $20 for postage. I forgot this one. Let me go ahead and give that one.
Amen.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
$19.99 and above. You just bought a boom shakalaka. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Amen.
Another boom shakalaka for the postage.
Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
Show us the papers. Gave away some memberships. Thank you. Travis is back in jail. No wonder he hasn't answering his phone. No wonder. $50 for the goal. Thank you, Kona's mom. Let me go ahead and give you.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Boom, we could do Boom Shakalaka. We love the Boom Shakalaka.
There you go. Thank you very much for the boom shakalakas. Thank you. Judge Janine with a mic drop and a walk-off. I love it. How about a boom shakalaka for the families of disabled veterans who support them and care for them? Absolutely. There is not enough boom shakalakas on my soundboard to do that. There's not enough. Let's go here. I want to see this. This is the problem, not Christ is King.
We're learning more about the shooting incident at Old Dominion University, about the shooter and the students inside that room. His name is Mohammed Baylor Jallo. He was born in Sierra Leone. He's a naturalized U.S. citizen. He was a former member of the Virginia National Guard. They tell us he served there from 2009 to 2015 as a combat engineer. He had no deployments and was honorably discharged. He had a prior federal conviction. The victim that was killed was Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, an esteemed ROTC instructor and chair of Old Dominion's Military Science Department. Shaw was a veteran of multiple tours in the Middle East, was teaching an ROTC class when Jallo, the shooter, stormed in and opened fire. FBI Special Agent in charge Dominique Evans praised the heroism of the ROTC students in the room.
The brave ROTC members in that room subdued him. And if not for them, I'm not sure, what else he may have done. But that's exactly, they confronted him and they subdued him, and he was no longer able to conduct any further attack.
Yeah, they killed him with their bare hands. They killed him with their bare hands. I think you promote all of them to lieutenant colonel, field grade, on the spot promotion, without a shadow of a doubt. You promote them. Man, we got a lot of people watching over on the green machine. Thank you, Rumblers. Thumbs up to all my Rumblers. Thumbs up to all my Rumblers. We're trying to grow that platform over there. We're trying to grow on Kick, Twitch. I don't care where you guys watch from. I really don't. I appreciate all of it. Buds training. Ben Dykes, they need to eliminate the military service for citizenship program for immigrants. Joe, I agree with that 1,000%. Snake Plilskin escaped from New York. Thank you. Really appreciate that. For what you do, this shakalaka's for you. Thank you, Florida Trucker. We will save that one. Thank you, Florida Trucker. You're the best. Here's what's really crazy. Look at this. Muslims are openly supporting the Iranian-backed organization Hezbollah in the streets of New York. I think it's a good time for an ICE raid. I can't listen to them say it loud and say it clear. Of course, it's New York City. At what point do we just deport all of them? I am so done with these people. I am so done with these clowns. I say you roll in there and just spread pig manure everywhere. Wow. Everybody's got a flag. You're absolutely right. I saw a year of the flags. Looks like the perfect place for ICE raid. Yes. These people are disgusting. They hate America. Why would you stay somewhere that you hate? That's the big one for me. Why stay somewhere you hate? This is good. Let's hear. Let's roll this bean footage.
Watch what happens to these deranged scumbags today. And he wasn't kidding. Moments ago, Central Command executed one of the most powerful raids in the history of the Middle East, totally obliterating every military target in Iran's crown jewel, Karg Island. For reasons of decency, the president says he's chosen not to wipe out the oil infrastructure on the island, but says if Iran interferes with oil flows on the Strait of Hormuz, he'll immediately reconsider his decision.
A lot of big hits today, a lot of big wins today, as you probably have heard militarily. And I think it's going very well, and very good control. We'll see what's happening with the Straits. They continue to try and sabotage their own country in the Middle East, but it's been very, very strong militarily.
Karg Island's Iran's main oil export terminal. 90% of its oil sales flow out of that island. It's basically the country's biggest cash register, and Trump just hit everything next to it. We told you yesterday, effing with the straight made Trump more dug in, and we know when Trump draws the red line, he means it. This type of tactical precision strike at the heart of the Iranian economy sends a message. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Ball's in the mullah's court. Trump reiterating a call to lay down your arms and surrender before it gets worse. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs promises to unleash the heaviest night of firepower of the war. Listen.
Today will be our heaviest day of kinetic fires across the operating area. CENTCOM continues to attack ballistic missile and drone capabilities so that they are no longer a threat to U.S. forces, our bases, or our partners. We've attacked over 6,000 targets, and our strike packages continue to launch every hour.
The Secretary of War says we're dialing it up, a 20% increase in strikes. And 99% of the strikes are when we're flying right over the target. And the intel picture is crystal clear.
Our intelligence just gets better and better. That feedback loop feeds itself. And as we refine those targets, it exponentially increases what we can hit and why, to include strategic things the world's talking about and looking at. And it's our job to have a plan for it, which we do, to address it, and ensure that the president has options. We've done that from the beginning in this department.
The largest aerial campaign in decades is happening right now. Hundreds of fighters and bombers, F-35.
Sorry, had to do a little coffee break there. Little coffee break, and I needed to get rid of some coffee. I also wanted to grab something out of my truck. Someone sent me, they will remain anonymous. They sent me, I think, 10 of these. These are large print King James Version Bibles that they sent me, and I am going to mail these out. So I've got 10 of those to send out, and those will find a good home. Florida Trucker, thank you so much. Maybe we should be taking back our country like Trump has recommended to Cuba and Iran. Matt, we are taking back our country, and that's what scares the Democrat Party right now. I believe that's what really scares. Yeah, we're going to send out, I've got 10 of these to mail, 10 of these that I'm going to mail out. And they're large print. It's got a reading plan in there. I mean, you guys are too good to me, or too good to each other. Not even for me. I'm just kind of the guy that goes to the post office 7 days a week, 6 days a week. Sorry, 6 days a week. I go to the post office. How many of you agree with this? Or how many of you are bothered by this one? I don't know if I'm bothered or like impressed. The United Nations, for the first time in history, has just officially named a sitting president as a racist whose hate speech has caused grave human rights violations. I am so proud of this, that the United Nations hates America, has labeled Trump as a racist. Congratulations, America. I think I'm okay with all of this, because I think the United Nations has tried to destroy America since its inception. Who's the problem? Pam Bondi, Judge Janine, liberal judges. 91% of you think liberal judges are the problem. But I thought Pam was the problem. I thought Pam was the problem. Do you care about what the UN says? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Or vote on it in the poll. Do you give an absolute horse hockey about what the United Nations says? I don't think I do. I just can't. The comments are great. Hey, Donald Trump, the world hates you. You're the enemy. Guess what? I've been hated by better people than the United Nations. Is my thoughts. I don't care what the United Nations says. They can't exist without our money. Anybody know this guy? This guy's named Cain Velasquez. His daughter was assaulted. 4-year-old son was allegedly, at a daycare. He chased the guy 11 miles and got rid of him and then went to prison. I got to give this guy a boom shakalaka. You got to hear this. This is phenomenal story. Every story has a happy ending.
Hi, everyone. Now that it's been a couple weeks since my release, I've had some time to kind of get back into things, get back into a normal way of life, get used to just doing the normal things, being home with the family, being there for my kids. And I just wanted to thank everybody for their love and support. Your words of inspiration, of encouragement, constantly just lifted me up, myself and my family. So I just want to take this time here to thank everybody for the constant support. You have no idea what your words and your encouragement and your love has meant to me and my family. So just thank you. I'll keep doing the work to get back to everyone, and just for myself now, just slowly get back out there without. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with the pace of life that I was getting used to now. All of a sudden, a new way of life, a new way of living, a new rhythm. So for myself, I just had to kind of get used to it, and I've been doing that. So
I think what he did is amazing. He was sentenced to 5 years. The DA had requested a 30-year sentence because he killed someone that molested his kid. He was sentenced to 5 years, already serving 3 of them, was able to earn additional time off by beating the shit out of other pedophiles in prison. I added that part. That is, and then we got the guy here in Arkansas. This guy right here, Mr. Aaron Spencer, did something very similar. These guys are heroes.
Hello, Lone Oak. My name is Aaron Spencer. Many of you know my story. I'm the father who acted to protect his daughter when the system failed. I'm also a husband, a combat veteran of the 82nd Airborne Division, a contractor, and a farmer. And through my own fight for justice, I have seen firsthand the failures in law enforcement and in our circuit court. And I refuse to stand by while others face these same failures. That's why I'm announcing my candidacy to run for Lonoke County Sheriff.
I think it's amazing that these guys are taking this stuff in their home. He won the primary. He very well could be the next sheriff of Lonoke County. I think I'm okay with it. The misinformation that we're seeing on a daily basis is pitiful. The news media is complicit. I believe both of those guys are heroes. You let me know what your thoughts are. But I believe, just my opinion, I know my opinion doesn't mean a hell of a lot. I believe they're heroes. That's my take. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see this. This is a debunking of the lies that are happening in Iran right now about the school. Let's go.
But this video sheds crucial new light. It was put out by an Iranian news agency which said it shows the school being hit. That's wrong. Actually, it is a building in the same area. And so far, there's no footage of the school strike itself. But it does give a very important clue about what might have happened. If you look closely at the start of the video, you see the strike. And then you can see smoke coming out of an area where the school is supposed to be. And here you can see the outline of a missile quite clearly. Experts have told us this is a US Tomahawk. Then we went and looked for footage of US military action on the same day. We found this video released by the US military that shows similar missiles being launched on the same day of the school strike. We can't say whether this particular salvo or this particular missile was part of the attack, but it shows they were being fired at the same time. And this is really important to mention. The US is the only combatant that uses the Tomahawk missile. But why would someone want to strike that site? Well, we had a look through the satellite images, the before and after. This is the satellite image of the compound before the strike. The main part of this is an Iranian Revolutionary Guards naval base. The school, built at the same time, is in the top right corner, separated from the base by a wall. You can see brightly colored walls, which look like chalk markings on the floor and the outline of a sports court. And this is after. The imagery shows large holes in the center of each of the buildings targeted, indicating precision strikes. Precision strikes, but absolutely devastating when they hit. This shows the aftermath. So let's go back to that video of the Tomahawk missile. If you remember the maps we showed, it appears it is hitting one part of the IRGC base, but not the school itself. There's a plume of smoke on the right. This is where the school is, indicating it may already have been hit by this point. Israeli spokespeople have said they were not aware of any operation in the area and said they didn't know who was responsible. President Donald Trump rejected accusations that the U.S. was behind the attack. His defense secretary, Peter Hegseth, was a little more guarded.
Did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school on the first day of the war, kill 170?
No, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
What do you think about that? What do you think about this? I believe this is a narrative that is being spun. I believe this is a real problem with the way that the news media is running with stories. You've got Patty Murray, and she's got a face like a smacked butt. Ben, the cowards always place targets near schools and hospitals. I think you're right there, Joe. One of my moderators. I think you're right. I've got some of the greatest moderators on YouTube. Go here.
Dated targeting data may have led to the death of more than 100 Iranians, teachers, children. Your reaction to that?
I'm just sickened by this. To go into this war unprepared, to use outdated data, and to have this horrific thing happen where children were killed in a school sends a horrible message to those that are in a war with us and to our own constituents about what America's values are. This is unacceptable. The administration needs to be held accountable, and to the very top, to the president, need to be clear and outspoken about apologizing and making sure that everyone goes back and makes sure that our targeting data is updated. This is what happens when you go into a war without preparing our country, without preparing.
Obama dropped 26,000 missiles. Get a freaking life. This is the story of all stories. They are so desperate to just continue the hate on this guy. They are so freaking out to lunch. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Mike Lee reveals massive progress on Save America. Oh, if you want to join the channel as a member, there's a barcode above me. There's a barcode over on that side that you can support the channel through a Cash App donation. I want to see what Mike Lee says here. What is he saying here? Let's go here. Mike Lee, I believe he's out of Arizona. He's out west somewhere. Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere out there.
Okay, important update on the Save America Act and the effort to get it passed. Look, I am guardedly optimistic. We've turned kind of a corner. Over the last few days, there's been some uncertainty about exactly what procedure we will be and will not be using. In the end, we've been working closely with Leader Thune and his staff, and they've been great to work with. What we're coming up with is something that I think is best described as a hybrid version of the talking filibuster. But look, let's not get mired down in nomenclature. What matters far more than what we call it is what we do with it. We're going to bring it to the floor. We're going to debate it for an extended period of time before filing cloture. And in my view, at least, I don't want to speak for anyone else, this bill needs to remain on the Senate floor before we file cloture on the bill for as long as it takes to get it done. Now, the fact that Leader Thune and his office have been willing to work with us on this, and they appear open to a variation of that, is a good thing. So let's keep up the momentum. Let's encourage them to continue to do this. Let's put the bill on the floor. Let's make those who want to filibuster speak and keep it on there as long as possible. Thanks so much.
What do you think about this? I want the SAVE Act to pass. I saw somebody was asking about the number for chapter 332-867-1305. Janice down in Valdosta, Georgia saved $200 a month just by giving them a call. And the other thing they're doing is up here at the top, after we get to $500,000 of savings, I'll update this. We've crossed the $200,000 mark. Once we get past the $500,000 in savings, they're going to donate $10,000 to a veterans organization. Part of that savings, they're going to donate back. So your savings is actually going to help. Postage for Bibles. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, I've got 9 more of these to send. I've got, I think, 6 more of these to send. They're all large print, large print Bibles. And man, I never, at the post office, they always ask me, what are you mailing all the time? And it kind of freaked out the lady. She's starting to know me now. She knows that I'm P.O. Box 4444 in the post office. She knows my post office box. And my post office box is scrolling down, just down the bottom. She knows where I'm at to go pull the packages. But now she's like, what are you mailing? I'm like, Bibles. She's like, that should be free. I believe mailing Bibles should be free. But, that's just my opinion. And my opinion doesn't mean a hell of a lot. My opinion doesn't mean a whole lot of anything to anyone. But let me move myself over to this side. I kind of like being on the left side. I like being on the left side over here, right? I don't know if y'all care which side I'm on, but I like the left. Here we go.
And I will say, most importantly, if you can and are willing to train first, because being untrained is not going to help you much. I'm telling you as a friend, carry if you can. Carry if you can. I say it to my own team. I do, but you got security. Don't care. Carry if you can. Because let me tell you something. If it's the bad guy, I don't want to kill or hurt anyone. I abhor violence. I don't give a shit what any lunatic in the liberal media tells you. I absolutely abhor and roundly condemn any act of political violence. Give zero fucks who you are. But I am dead serious. It's not a tough guy. I'm a broken 51-year-old, folks. I can barely lift my arms and shoulders. If you think I'm trying to tell you I'm tough, you got the wrong show. I'm telling you the opposite. Maybe 20 years ago, I've stood a chance. A firearm is the great equalizer. If it's me or you, it's you.
I think he's right. Here, I'll do this. I start. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. I think this will settle the argument. This will set. How many of you carry? 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many of you carry? Every member of my family does. Every member of my family does. And I think they will for a long time. A long time. It's sad that we have to do that. It's sad. But it's my right. And I'm going to exercise my right. And if I have to exercise my right into your torso, I will. If I got to exercise my right into your face so that you're unrecognizable and they have to have dental records to identify your DNA, I will. Not allowed in the UK? Sad. I lived in the UK for about 7 years. And it's a sad situation in the UK. I've got friends in the UK. That England has lost its way, has lost its sovereignty. I think it's going to get worse. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? Illegal migrant deported from America to Britain issues a stunning response when asked about his experience. Okay, let's hear what he says. Let's hear what the clown says. All right, let's see. Okay, I can't wait to hear this. Let's go here. Let's see what this clown says.
Unlawful presence after learning that I was unlawfully present. I should have been deported. In the summer or early autumn of last year, I was arrested, detained, and deported by Immigrations and Customs Enforcement in Chicago. I was actually on the way to the airport heading to a friend's wedding. I'd just gotten in an Uber on the way to the airport from my apartment. They had a specific warrant for me. I wasn't picked up in a raid. They came looking for me. They knew my work schedule. They'd been monitoring me.
Good.
This one I took as I was in ICE custody. And then those are actually these pants right here. From there, I was taken to a county jail.
Good.
Where I was detained in a cell with maybe 40 other detainees. I was there for 3 weeks. Then I was loaded onto an American Airlines flight and taken to London Heathrow Airport, at which point I was released.
Ted, who's asked us to change his name, is a British national, but his parents took him to live in the US as a child without proper documentation.
So my first removal order was when I was 12 years old, 2013.
Despite his deportation.
So he knew that he wasn't supposed to be here since 2013. Okay. Knew he wasn't supposed to be here since 2013, stayed.
He does still support Trump's immigration policies.
Unlawful presence after learning that I was unlawfully present, right? I'm not making excuses. I should have been deported. There is an illegal immigration crisis in America, and any president who wants a lawfully ordered nation has the right and the duty and the obligation to enforce deportation.
I didn't want to like the guy. I didn't want to like him until he said, yeah, I should have been deported.
And yet with what just happened in Minnesota, you saw these leftist agitators that were impeding law enforcement. They were obstructing the enforcement of the law in attempts to detain and deport illegal immigrants, especially criminal illegal immigrants. And what Trump did is he pulled Department of Homeland Security out of Minnesota. I think, if anything, if he were being consistent with his policies, he should have brought in the National Guard and doubled down. Unlawful presence after learning.
All right. Last warning, Benny Archuleta. I didn't want to flush you because your comments are not bad, but you've got to stop spamming the chat with fireballs. Okay. You got to stop spamming. I can't allow you to spam the chat. Ben, what's my zip code? 72702. I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas, or my post office box is in Fayetteville, Arkansas. There you go. Post office box is there. I'm so glad. Yeah, I had to time out Archuleta. I can't do the spamming of the chat crap, right? I just can't do it. Let's go here. Let's go right here. And, you know, I want to get your takes on some things this morning. Topic of discussion here. Jasmine Crockett, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carg Island. Love to get your takes on those situations. Do you support Operation Epic Fury? Do you support President Trump in the removal of a heinous regime? Right? I mean, I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't think he's doing anything. We're not trying to put those people in chains. We're not trying to turn them into Democrats. We're trying to actually just, I would say, free them from their own bad situation. Lines are open. Just make sure you turn the audio down. Let's have a good conversation this morning. Kick us off. Where are you calling from?
Oh, snack bar.
Good morning.
Bono from Pennsylvania. Hey, a couple things.
Yes, sir.
At the beginning of the show, the guy that went into the school, look at his car. Looks like a cop car. It sounds like the way they're going to get us, they're going to pretend to be police. Got the mobile carrier you tow behind a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Just an observation. I don't know.
That's a good.
Until proven guilty.
That's a good take. That's a good take. I didn't see that, or I didn't notice it. I'll say that I didn't notice that.
I understand. Two, that James Tallywhacker, the one you put on your show before,
that guy's
the God is binary. Look at the four demons behind them. I took a picture of it. Look very closely. Show your audience that like scene. They look like demons.
Will you send me the link to that? You can text the link to this. I'd love to see that because I didn't.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. It's where he's in the courtroom and he says God is binary.
Okay.
It looks.
Let me grab
looks
this other
gothic.
caller. Thank you. I look forward to seeing that. Thank you. God bless you. Let's see here. Yeah. James Tallywhacker is a wackadoodle. Let's go here. Line 2. Where are you calling from, line 2? What's your name?
Morning, Ben. It's me from Ohio.
Good morning.
I just, there's a good sub movie. It's called On the Beach, 1959 movie. Pretty good. You might like it. Also, did you know that guy that got killed in the Texas standoff the other day, that wannabe cop, worked for, what's her name? The one that just got voted out in Texas.
Oh, Jasmine. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a bodyguard there.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it.
Also,
let's go here. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Good morning, Ben. This is Shelby, and what are they smoking, Pennsylvania?
They are smoking some nasty stuff up there.
Yes. I just have a new phrase for you. It's my new motto. Breath to America. B as in boy, REATH. Inhale, exhale. And I have one question for you.
I'll try to answer it.
Okay. What's your take on, should Ilhan Omar be deported, or should she go to a military tribunal under the charges of treason and face the ultimate conviction?
You know, I don't know, and I'm sure we've got some criminal attorneys in the chat. We've got some lawyers. We probably got some JAG officers in there. I don't know what warrants the level of treason. I thought it was actively circumventing the American government, which there could be an argument made for her doing that. There could be an argument made that she was put into office to destroy America from within in an elected position. I believe that that is a very solid argument. At a minimum, I think she should be removed from Congress.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But I think when she starts off with $1,000 bank account and ends up with millions in a year, she's stealing from the American taxpayers, obviously.
Sure.
And that should be, she's in government. She should be charged with treason.
I agree.
That's my take.
That's a good argument.
Wait.
You just made a good argument.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a good argument for exactly what she is, I don't want to say convicted of, what she could be charged with. That's a good argument for what she could be charged with. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Love to talk to you. Love to get your opinion. Love to get your feedback. Let's go full-blown MAGA, Hot Springs, Arkansas. What you got, full-blown?
Hey, I got 2 questions for, actually, I got 3 things.
Make it quick. Do 2.
Okay. Have you talked to Barry about mailing Bibles?
I have not.
He doesn't. You need to go and ask him. All right. You have talked in the past about upgrading membership.
Sure.
How do I do that?
I believe you just go to the little symbol, the cash sign symbol there on the chat, and you just click that and it'll let you upgrade it. I believe that's how it works.
Okay. And the third one was, I'm having a problem getting to Discord.
Send me an
Any
email.
ideas why?
Send me an email. This is not IT support. I'm not even Indian. Send me an email.
Okay.
God bless you. God bless you. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free to give me a call. Love to talk to you. I can't do the IT tech support. I'm not that guy. But I will try to help. And I know there's some other experts in the chat that are good at it, that are better at it than I am. Let's go, Bobby, Tennessee. What you got, Bobby?
Hey, I watched that press conference with Janine Perro.
Mhm.
Man, she was pissed. You know that case that was quashed by a federal judge is about Jerome Powell misuse of $1 billion cost overruns.
Right,
at the
right.
Fed.
Yeah.
And she was about to send it to no, well, not the Supreme Court. Anyway, they were about to file charges against him,
Mm-hmm.
get indicted, and he stopped it. That tells you how deep the deep state is. Jerome Powell, that position is supposed to be neutral, not biased in any way, but that's bullshit.
They're all politicized, Bobby. Thank you for calling, brother.
yeah.
God bless you.
All right. You too.
Florida trucker, what you got?
Good morning, America. I was just, that comment I made about supporting the vets. My dad was disabled Air Force. I grew up living with him in a hospital bed, living in our front room in a hospital bed. Not enough attention goes to the families, and also, we need to pat the guys on the back that are the supply lines. We need to pat them on the back, and the mechanics, the cooks, the ones that support our troops that go out and carry and shoot the missiles, fly the planes. We need to support them too. We don't need to just pat the ones on the back to go out and do all that. We need to support the support troops too.
Sure, absolutely. I agree with that.
I'll tell you, I was up there in Detroit the other day when that mosque got hit. You never even know anything happened. We was 20 minutes from it, and I never even knew it happened until I got to Ohio. There was nothing on the news. There was nothing about it. Nothing on the radio. Nothing was said until I actually got on. I was on the internet on YouTube and saw it on. I mean, wow.
Well, thank you for calling, trucker. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for what you do, Ben. God bless.
God bless you. Thank you for calling. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free. Love to talk to you. I got plenty of time today, so we'll try not to rush the calls. We'll get your point across. Line 4, what would you like to say this morning? What's your point this morning?
Well, I'm Marlon from North Pole, Alaska. Washington State has hired 35 non-U.S. citizens to work in the police department.
Are you surprised?
No, I am not.
If you're not surprised, should any of us be surprised?
I know. We love your show. We watch you all the time. Great work, man.
What is
Keep it
the
up.
temperature in North Pole, Alaska right now?
I think it was 23 below a while ago.
23 below. Do you know what is colder than that?
Yes.
Hillary Clinton's heart. That's how cold it is.
Well, yes. I've been at 86 below, and that's about where her heart is.
Wow. Take care, brother. Stay warm.
You bet. Bye.
Throw another log on the fire. Holy crap. North Pole, Alaska. Wow. Man, I haven't flushed any trolls today. Where are they all at? Lines are open. Love to get your take on how cold it is where you live. Wow. Here we go. Let's go here. Let's go right here. I want to see what this little clip is all about. This is from, let's go here. I want to see this. Man, look at that. That's beauty. Look at this. Look at Iran. Iran threatens retaliation as the United States. Okay, let's see here. Iran on Saturday threatened to retaliate. Bring it on. How big a boy are you? How big a boy are you, Iran? CENTCOM said Friday night attack destroyed naval mine storages. Okay. How big a boy are you, morons? Wow. Naval mine storage facility. Okay. Lines are still open while this is playing. Feel free to give me a call. The orange is so much more needed. I don't know what the orange is. Okay. Go to this one. Top story this morning. Go right here.
Top story, the escalating war in Iran 2 weeks after it first began. President Trump says the U.S. military conducted strikes on Karg Island. That's a vital oil hub in the region. Now, in a Truth Social post, the president said the strikes targeted military sites on the island and warned Iran's oil infrastructure could be next if the Iranian blockade of the Strait of Hormuz continues.
And the cost of the war is being felt here at home. Benchmark crude oil prices rose again Friday and are now hovering around $100 a barrel. Now, that's led to a spike in prices at the pump for consumers. As you may have seen, the national average for a gallon of regular gas is now $3.67, while diesel, which is used for trucking goods, is near $5 a gallon. Charlie D'Agata is in Tel Aviv with the details on a new U.S. troop escalation in the region. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning to you. Got us right in the middle of a dust storm here. So going into week 3 of this war, and Pentagon sources tell CBS News, the U.S. is preparing to send thousands more troops, including a Marine Expeditionary Unit consisting of around 2,500 Marines, as President Trump claims to have launched one of the biggest raids yet on Iran. The president posted video on his Truth Social site claiming to show the bombardment of Karg Island, a critical terminal for 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. But he said only military facilities had been struck, not the island's energy infrastructure. Trump wrote, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, I will immediately reconsider this decision. But Iran's stranglehold on that key waterway has only tightened, with more than 16 tankers and other vessels struck, sending global oil prices and other commodities soaring. Trump suggested once again that U.S. Navy ships could soon begin escorting tankers, but couldn't say when the war would end.
I can't tell you. It'll be as long as it's necessary. They've been decimated. Their country's in bad shape. The whole thing is collapsing.
The Iranian capital was hit overnight in a new wave of airstrikes. But the intense bombing hasn't stopped the Iranian regime publicly signaling its defiance. President Masoud Pezeshkian and several high-ranking officials taking part in open-air rallies in Tehran. Iranian missiles and drones and their proxies continue targeting American facilities. The U.S. embassy in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad, hit in a missile attack.
This is... Here's where they're going to highlight the fueling ship that was just, or the fueling tanker. Here's where they're going to do this. And I've got a question in the chat over on Green Machine, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Are you okay with higher gas prices to stop Iran? I believe the gas prices are going to drop immediately.
And 2 days after 6 service members died when their refueling aircraft crashed in Iraq, U.S. officials say 5 Air Force refueling planes had been struck and damaged on the ground at an air base in Saudi Arabia. Iran has threatened to turn U.S.-linked oil facilities to a pile of ashes as this war widens and threatens to trigger a global oil crisis. Adriana?
Charlie, thank you so much.
But it's not a global oil crisis because we don't get oil from them. Listen.
Yeah. Iran has threatened to turn U.S.-linked oil facilities to a pile of ashes as this war widens and threatens to trigger a global oil crisis. Adriana?
Charlie, thank you.
We don't get oil from them. It's not a global crisis. It's a crisis for their consumers. It's a crisis for their customers. That's what it is. I don't get oil from them. Neither do any of you in the United States. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Gas is not stopped short USA more than, okay. I think it was 278 in Arkansas yesterday whenever I filled up my old truck. Now, or 290. Now, I do put higher octane ethanol free in my old truck. So there we go. I do put that kind of gas in my old pickup. And if you haven't seen my old pickup, be on the lookout. Lines are open. Love to get your take on what you think right now. I believe that I am okay with some higher gas prices that, oh boy, here we go. Line one. What you got, line one? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Ben. I'm Diane from Grand Junction, Colorado, and I want to react to the guy about Judge Janine.
Sure. What you got to say about that?
The judge was Judge Boasberg, and he ruled against Judge Janine on convening a grand jury against Too Late Powell.
I heard that. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, and we know what Judge Boasberg is capable of. We have seen how corrupt that he is. Thank you for calling from Colorado. I really appreciate you. I believe that we have seen how the establishment has protected themselves, and it's been with the appointment of liberal judges. 230. Let's go line 2. Where are you calling from, line 2? What you got?
Good morning, Ben. This is Fran calling from Michigan with a broken arm.
Broken arm.
And I wanted to say earlier, you were saying how you're not a bad guy. Everybody's telling you, you know, you're too nice. Well, I was up the other night when you were reporting on the funeral of Jesse Jackson, and my gosh, you were on it. I loved it. I laughed my butt off. You were really hammering those people.
I'm tired of being called a racist because I don't agree with you. I'm at the point where you're not going to go to a funeral of a race pimp like Jesse Jackson, stand behind his dead body in front of a black cross and tell me I'm a racist when you are spewing racism. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not. You lost me. And I'll tell you this, the same level of accusations that they do with racism, we're all numb to it. And I believe we're getting to the point where we're numb to blame the Jews. Israel did. We're numb to this at this point. I think it's ineffective. Thank you for calling. Let's go Eunice, New York. What you got, Eunice? I think we got disconnected. Call back. Feel free to call back. I am fed up with it. And yeah, let me go here. Hold on. I warned you. I warned someone in the chat, and now I'm probably going to have to ban you. Eunice, go right ahead. What you got, Eunice?
Hey, Ben. I just want to tell everybody sort of a bit of a pep talk. I know everything is not perfect right now. We got some gas prices going up, and I know we went through 4 years of hell with Biden and Kamala. But I just want everybody to picture in their head, what would happen right now if Biden and Kamala were in office? How much higher do you think? Do you think we would all be wearing burqas and women would be walking behind men and everybody had a goat in their house? But I just want to say, you know, everybody hang in there. We're doing great. Just hang in there. Turn out for the midterms. We're going to win. And Ben, thank you very much. Your Bibles are great, and I think you're a great person, and I honestly do love you.
Eunice, you take care. God bless you. Keep up the fight. Eunice, great call. I had to flush Benny Archuleta. Goodbye. Goodbye. The spamming of the chat with the emojis. I don't need it. I don't need it. You got to learn the hard way. Yeah. Get a hockey helmet and a drool tray. Life's tough. Wear a helmet, Benny. I'm not a real fan of anyone named Benny anyway. Okay. You connect whatever dots that make you feel comfortable. That's my thoughts. Okay. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free, give me a call. James Tallywacker is a psychopath. Hold up. What is this? Democrat and Presbyterian seminarian James Tallywacker won the Democrat Party nomination for Senate. Here are some of his beliefs. Thinks illegal immigrant children are more patriotic than American children. Thinks the Torah tells you to give oh, wait a second. Hold up. Something ain't right. Stop crying, everyone. Liberty is at hand. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are crying. And, you know, I don't know why they keep crying, but they do. Here, let's hear James Tallywacker from his dirty mouth. And I do not want to know where this mouth has been. I don't want to know where this dirty mouth has been. I believe he celebrates just never mind. Let's go. James Tallywacker. Hot cut right here. Let's see what the Tallywacker. is spewing, and I'm sure it's some lies. Let's go. Prepare. Get your vomit bags ready.
Do you know any undocumented immigrants?
No, I do not.
When I was a teacher on the west side of San Antonio, I taught a lot of students who were undocumented.
Great.
And I don't want to stereotype, but those
But he
students tended to be the most patriotic, the hardest working students that I had in the classroom.
Liar.
And again, I haven't stated this enough to say this definitively, but there are interpretations of certain passages from the Torah where some folks will even say that there is some subtle instructions for how to perform an abortion in the ancient world, certain things to drink, things like that. Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol. And you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too. I want us all to be aware of is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. Is both masculine and feminine.
Let's go here. Line 4. What do you got, line 4?
Hello, this is David, Trump's cousin in Sebring. I wanted to say, as far as the gas prices go, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but that's not Trump's fault, and they need to stop. Lloyd's of London has been interfering with the shipping in the Gulf by not insuring the tankers. And that is kind of choking the supply and artificially inflating prices.
Wait a second. Let me ask you a question. Simple. Give me some simple answers here, because I'm simple-minded. So gas prices go up, it's Trump's fault. Gas prices go down, it's not Trump's fault.
Well, gas prices going up are not Trump's fault. That's just leftist nonsense.
I'm just talking about, the news media. Absolutely. Well, thank you for calling Trump's cousin. We appreciate that. God bless you. Great call. Line 2. We're back at the top of the scoreboard.
How you doing today?
I am doing great. Turn that audio down in the background. I would normally hang up on you.
I talked to you last 2 weeks ago from South Carolina. How you doing? I ain't gonna hold you long, but
no, you go right ahead.
Jasmine Crockett didn't never take care of her district. That's what I heard. They said I heard that the people didn't want her, overseeing their situation, because she wasn't doing anything for them. And then with the war thing, I think Trump doing a good job, and I think they need to have the insurrection act for all these Muslims that's in these cities trying to take over. And Mandoni, he needs to sit his butt down out here messing up.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. The Jasmine Crockett situation. Her bodyguard was just killed by the FBI. They were trying to arrest him. How does that play out?
That's through God. God did that.
I mean, that's some craziness that he ran from law enforcement, gets in a shootout with the police. When or how does Jasmine Crockett come out and address these issues? Because I believe that is going to be ugly. That is going to get ugly.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. But see, you know what? They have a prediction that there's going to be more and more people that's going to go red. That's what they're saying now. And I keep hearing something about the census. And they said once this something about the census, if it ever truly come out, it's going to make more people turn red.
Let me ask you this, because I think you're going to give me an honest opinion. I believe you're an honest lady. Oh, yeah. This guy that's on the screen saying God is binary, the Bible teaches you how to do abortions, illegal aliens are more patriotic than America. What is this? Is this?
Who is that? Tellerico.
Yeah.
Oh, that he ain't gonna last.
This guy is crazy. This guy is dangerous. He's the face of the Democrat Party, man. He's the face of the Democrat Party.
He gonna lose followers. He gonna lose. He gonna lose. I'm telling you, God is not playing.
Thank you for calling. God bless you.
You too.
God bless you. Great call. Let's finish this clip with Tallywhacker. I want to hear this.
And everything in between. God is non-binary. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. And if you think about it from a Christian perspective, something interesting that Jesus does throughout his ministry is he is breaking first century norms about women, talking with women, learning from women, having women lieutenants in his movement. And this was something that was kind of unheard of in the first century. The longest conversation Jesus has with anybody in the whole Bible is with the Samaritan woman at the well. And so this affirmation of women as full and equal people is a huge part of the Jesus movement, especially the early church. And then the last, I think, story I would go to is the story of Mary. Mary is probably my favorite figure in the Bible, the mother of Jesus. And, you know, she's an oppressed peasant teenage girl living in poverty under an oppressive empire as a Jew. And she has a vision from God that she's going to give birth to a baby who's going to bring the powerful down from their thrones, going to scatter the proud, who's going to send the rich away empty. I mean, this revolutionary song that she sings, it's called the Magnificat. And it's actually been banned by certain authoritarian regimes because it is so radical. But I say all this in context of abortion, because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent.
Well, God's pro-abortion. Gotcha. Wow. This is probably the greatest super chat I've seen all day. Great show, Ben. Thank you for suppressing your overwhelming urge to talk about Nancy Guthrie for the entire show. I got to give it to you. I can't even keep a straight face.
Hallelujah. And boom, shagala.
Let's go here. Line 1. We're back at the top of the caller list. What you got, line 1?
Hello, Uncle Ben. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning. I am not the black guy on the rice box, but I'll go by Uncle Ben. What do you got?
I have you on my list of callers that I need to call.
All right. What you got to say?
I'm so surprised that I got a hold of you today. I was not in the Straits of Hormuz in '88, but that's another story. Trump's winning.
Yeah.
The fentanyl ODs have precipitously decreased.
Well, thank you for calling. We appreciate that. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Good morning, Ben. It's Joey from Wisconsin.
What's
I just
up,
want
Joey?
to bring up that Marjorie Trader Green thing.
Ugh.
I think this all stemmed from she's got a construction company, and we know who she was using for labor, and it just seemed to go from there. You know what I mean? As soon as she had to start paying up some real money, then it seemed like all of a sudden this and that, and Trump is this and that, and I think she's full of crap, personally.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Here's what is amazing to me. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene's decline started when she started going on these talk shows, when she did an interview with Tucker Carlson. I believe Sean Ryan has an upcoming interview with her. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And it could have started when she was cheating on her husband in the locker room, right? It could have started with that.
I didn't even know about that. Oh my God. Geez.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
She was cheating on her husband with like her Pilates instructor at the gym, in the locker room, in the sauna. Things were getting, she was getting jiggy with it at the gym. Take care. God bless you.
All of them.
She is a lot lizard. She's a lot lizard. That's what she is.
Take care, brother.
Take care. Marjorie's a lot lizard, without a shadow of a doubt. $10 super sticker from Jake Matthew Pinfield. Thank you for calling. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Somebody tried calling it disconnected there. You're more than welcome to call back. Love to get your opinion on whatever you want to talk about. I don't really care this morning. I'm at a point right now where you drive the show. You tell me what you want to talk about. You tell me what is important to you. Let's go line 3. What you got, line 3?
Good morning, Ben. Ken from Youngstown, Ohio, 11 Bravo. Bang, bang.
Good morning, sir.
You know what? Good morning, sir. You know what gripes me the most is that you can go get gas locally for about $2.79, $2.90 a gallon.
Okay.
You go down the street 5 miles, Ben, it's $3.49. I mean, literally 5 miles down the road. And I know it's happening everywhere across America. I know. I hear it all the time. It's amazing how you can get a price gouge on gas. But hey, Americans are tough. I lived through the hard times, man, in the early Vietnam times. So I've seen a lot. We go up, we go down. Gas goes up, gas comes down. Food goes up, food goes down. You know what? We're tough. We're strong. Americans are in it for the long haul, buddy. Don't you give up on us just yet. We're tough. We're tougher than what most countries think we are. We're not wimps. So love you, brother.
You know, I think you're right, 11 Bravo. And I'm going to tell you right now, for anyone that is, let me just show you this. Lyrics to America by Charlie Daniels. I listen to this song quite a lot. The lyrics to Charlie Daniels' song called America, right here. Well, the eagle's been flying. Let me see if I can move this. I don't know if I can't. Let me see if I can move this here. Right here. Here's the lyrics. Well, the eagle's been flying. I'm going to hang up on you and read this real quick. Yes, sir. It says, well, the eagle's been flying slow. The flag's been flying low. And a lot of people saying that America's fixing to fall. Well, speaking just for me, the people from Tennessee, we got a thing or two to tell you all. The lady may have stumbled, but she ain't never fell. And if the Russians, I'm going to say if the Democrats don't believe that, they can all go straight to hell. We're going to put her feet back on the path of righteousness, and then God bless America again. Here's the chorus. And you never did think that it ever would happen again. You never did think that we'd ever get together again. We damn sure fooled you. Yeah, we're walking real proud. We're talking real loud again. You never did think it would happen again. Let me turn that off real quick. Sorry about that. Hold up. From the sound up in Long Island out to San Francisco Bay, and everything that's in between them is our own. And we may have done a little bit of fighting amongst ourselves. That's what we're doing right now. But you outside people best leave us alone, because we all stick together. You can take that to the bank. That's the cowboys and the hippies and the rebels and the Yanks. We see it right here on the show. You just go and lay your hand on a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I think you're finally going to understand. There's the chorus. I believe that's where we're at. And I believe Charlie Daniels sang about unknowingly what's happening in America right now. I don't believe he had a clue that this song would be this prophetic. There's people on the show that would never talk to each other, never listen to each other, never, ever have an opportunity to talk to me or the 4,000 people watching right now. That's what I believe. Let's go mobile pressure. What you got?
Hey, Ben. I appreciate you reading the lyrics to that Charlie Daniels song, and I agree with a lot of it, but I completely disagree with the part where he said we would all join together. If we got invaded by any country right now, the Democrats would join whoever invaded us and side with them.
Oh, I agree.
They would.
I agree with that 1,000%. 1,000%. I agree with you. You're seeing it right now in the streets of America, where Democrats are openly saying that they will stand with, illegals. You're 1,000% right. Mm-hmm.
Anybody against this country is a friend of the Democrats. They stand with illegals. They stand with the the people who are bombing schools and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy how they're allowed to do this. I mean, I think as soon as you cover for this and you blur out someone's face or don't mention where they're from or their religion or whatever like that, you should be completely just banned from ever speaking publicly on a news channel or any. You should be fired, and you should be completely discredited and ostracized. But no, they're all praised by their peers because they're all in that same business together. This is what happens when you let one drop of poison get into your glass of water. It spreads through the whole glass eventually, and when you drink it, you die. And this is what happens when you allow Democrats to be in our political system, our schools, and our entertainment industry, and everything like that. Everywhere they go, they just stink the place up. And if you say anything about it, you're a racist and you're the bad guy.
Do you think we're numb to the accusation of being a racist right now? Do you think we're just numb to that?
I think we're sick of it and we're numb to it at the same time. Like, it's just an eye roll to me now. Like, oh yeah, I'm a racist. Oh, of course I am, because I'm just calling out stuff that I see. And it's pattern recognition is not racism. It's logic. And if it just happens to point out things about a certain group of people, well, it's pattern recognition for a reason. If you don't like getting what you're getting, stop doing what you're doing.
I mean, it is so easy to see who certain people support right now. It is so easy to explain, or they don't even have to explain it. It is just so easy to reckon. You said it, pattern recognition. And once you see the pattern, you will never not recognize it again.
Exactly. And here's the thing too, like I live in Michigan and I'm about 45 minutes from Dearbornistan. And that whole attack on that synagogue the other day, I mean, we got the Muslim mayor and the Muslim whatever, all these idiots out there in Dearbornistan going on Facebook and saying, oh, we condemn this. And I'm like, no, you don't. You condone it.
Thank
You're
you for
all
calling.
for it. Yep.
God bless you. Let's grab this other one right here. What do we got? Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hi, Shabbat Shalom, and that caller's correct what he said about
What does
poisoning
Shabbat
the
Shalom mean?
Torah.
What does that mean?
Thank
Shabbat
you.
Shalom. What does that mean?
Shabbat Shalom means peace on Shabbat, which in the biblical calendar, the seventh day is Saturday.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. That sounds
Right.
really horrible,
And
right?
what he said about the poison is in the Bible, they call it yeast. They say that yeast will affect the entire, and yeast is sin.
Okay. So you believe James Tallarico was right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Gotcha.
No,
Okay.
no, the Torah, the first sentence said, in the beginning, Elohim, which means technically God, male, plural.
Okay. Gotcha.
There are not more than two sexes, obviously.
Gotcha.
And killing babies was Moloch.
Okay.
Never did we teach to kill babies. That was the sin, to kill people that wanted to invade your land, that wanted to kill babies.
Gotcha. Okay. I was a little confused, but I absolutely agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
God bless.
ma'am. Let's grab this clip here. I've got a decent clip. I think this is Nick Shirley talking exactly about what this previous caller brought up. Let me see if I can pull this up here. This is a clip from Nick Shirley. I believe this is, I don't know, Dearborn, Michigan. I don't know where this is. I'm assuming Dearborn, Michigan. Why wouldn't it be? Let's go, or not Michigan. What's Dearborn? Is Dearborn, Michigan or Minnesota? Sorry, I'm confused. Let's go here.
Now you have all these Islam men yelling Allah Akbar. I have a question for you guys. If America were to get in a war with a country like Iraq, who would you guys defend, America or Iraq?
We won't get a war. That's not permissible for us. But at the same time,
Who would you defend first?
We would support our brothers in Iraq. That's the only way.
So you wouldn't defend America?
We would not defend America.
But you're American.
But at the same time, listen. At the same time, America is our country because we were born here. But in our Islamic book, we're not allowed to fight with people that are against our religion. So we just take up the jail time.
So you would
That's
not.
what we do.
So you would not defend America.
I would go to jail instead of fighting for America.
And who would you defend if we were to go to war against a country like Iraq again? America or Iraq?
America.
And should that be a troublesome conflict of interest for somebody to be here in America that would rather support another nation like Iraq?
Anybody who supports another nation needs to live in that nation. This is a Christian nation. A lot of the Constitution is based off of the Bible. And how far the country has fallen.
Wow. Those are young men. Let's go here. What do you got? Line 4. Where are you calling from, line 4?
Hey, this is Johnny from Texas.
Johnny, what do you think about that clip I just played where people are openly saying they would fight for for another country here in America? What say you?
Whoa, gosh, that sounds like they're crossing the Rubicon.
I don't
like
know if we
treason to
have
me,
a
brother.
Rubicon anymore. I think those have
Well,
been
it's
erased.
treasonous is what I mean. They're upside down. I don't think they understand. That's what I was calling to explain this. I think this thing about this quote, Christ is King, may have started in the early turn of the century, 20th century in the Catholic Church, but I believe it's actually fundamentally un-American.
To say Christ is King?
Yeah, even Jesus himself says you can't mount two horses, you can't worship two masters, you can't bend two bows. America first.
So you think saying Christ is King is bad?
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's actually it's a connotation of the religion, and I'm glad they say it because it denounced the indifference. America is not considered a religion, but it probably should be.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that certain people are using the phrase to promote anti-Semitism the same way that the password people took the rainbow, because the rainbow was a symbol from God that there would never be another, massive flood? Do you think that they're trying to steal that reference, or what do you think? Maybe I'm not explaining it the right way there.
It is sort of a platitude, and Democrats are known to come up with those one-liners. We've heard it back when Bush was in. Bush lied, people died. It doesn't really say anything.
Okay. Are you becoming numb to everything being blamed on Israel? Are you becoming numb to it? Because I'm numb to it right now.
I don't know if who's blaming Israel. I think they have had the same complaint for decades. But then again, Zion itself, I don't think has properly been debated. And the CIA's creation may have been a manifestation of that Zion creation. And I don't know if World War II was actually settled correctly. We may be dealing with France and Great Britain's problems. I'm not sure really what's going on. I don't have the intel.
Let me ask you one other question. In the Middle East, I believe it is a binary choice of radical Islam or everything else. And I believe anything that is against the radical Islam, I'm kind of going to support it. What are your thoughts there?
I don't disagree with that. I think it's a little more complicated. There's a lot of sections in Islam, and there was a major split with the families, and then they have two different speaking. We got different languages, and there's some borders there, but it's very complicated. But yeah, I agree. It's seems binary.
It just seems like a binary choice. I don't know. I don't know where you live or whatever, but I'm going to tell you right now, if a mosque was built close to where I live, people would freak out. I believe if a Jewish synagogue was built near where I live, I don't think anybody would say a damn word.
Well, hey, I should say this. I don't want to defend any particular philosophy or religion, but I've spoken with a lot of people who are fluent in Arabic, and man, I've learned a lot every time. Very knowledgeable folks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
Thank you,
Great
Johnny.
show.
God bless you. Johnny and I don't align on everything, but we can have conversations just like that. I think it's pretty awesome. Let's go here. I think I've got some stuff that, well, let's just trigger the chat. Let's just trigger the trolls. Let's go right here. I think this one, let's go. I believe this happened just a few moments. I don't know if it was a few moments ago or maybe it was yesterday. I don't care. I want to watch it.
Their production lines, their military plants, their defense innovation centers defeated. Iran's leadership is in no better shape. Desperate and hiding, they've gone underground, cowering. That's what rats do. We know the new so-called not-so-supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. He put out a statement yesterday, a weak one, actually, but there was no voice and there was no video. It was a written statement. He called for unity. Apparently killing tens of thousands of protesters is his kind of unity. Iran has plenty of cameras and plenty of voice recorders. Why a written statement? I think you know why. His father, dead. He's scared, he's injured, he's on the run, and he lacks legitimacy. It's a mess for them. Who's in charge? Iran may not even know. With every passing hour, we know, and we know they know, that the military capabilities of their evil regime are crumbling. They can barely communicate, let alone coordinate. They're confused, and we know it. Our response? We will keep pressing. We will keep pushing, keep advancing. No quarter, no mercy for our enemies.
No quarter for our enemies. That's what I'm talking about. Man.
Are familiar with the culture there. Say,
I like this. Let's see here. Let's go. The more you see of Pete Hegseth, I believe that the more that you understand what he is trying to accomplish and maybe more of what he's up against or what he has been up against. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And I knew working for the guy that he was a good dude. I just didn't know he was this good of a dude.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pete, I'm actually going to ask you questions because I want to hear your answer. How many genders are there? Tough one.
Senator, there are two genders.
I know that well. I'm a she-he, so I'm on board.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Pete, I'm actually going to ask you questions because I want to hear your answer. How many genders are there? Tough one.
Senator, there are two genders.
I know that well. I'm a she-he, so I'm on board. What is the diameter of the rifle round fired out of an M4A1 rifle?
That's a 5.56.
How many push-ups can you do?
I did 5 sets of 47 this morning.
What do you think are most important strategic bases in the Pacific?
In the Pacific, Guam is pretty strategically significant.
How many rounds of 5.56 can you fit into the magazine of an M4 rifle?
Depends on the magazine, but standard issue is 30, Senator.
And what size round does the M9 Beretta standard issue sidearm for the military fire?
A 9mm, Senator.
What kind of batteries do you put in your night vision goggle?
Duracell.
So right there, you're representing qualifications that show you understand what the warfighter deals with every single day on the battlefield. You understand what happens on the front line where our troops will be. And what happens, unfortunately, in this country is decisions made in rooms like this, bad decisions, end up in dead 17, 18, 19-year-old Americans. And those Americans rarely come from families that sit in rooms like this. They come from lower middle-income families who sometimes the militaries are on the way out. And they join because maybe they want to go to college. Maybe they had no other choice. Maybe they love this country. But for whatever reason, they joined and they sat on the dotted line. And when people like us screw up, they don't come home. And that's the one thing that I care about. As you remember when I shut the door, when you came with your entourage, Senator Coleman, I've known for a long time, and you and I sat together, asked you one question. You remember what that question was?
Are you going to have the backs of the war fighters?
Exactly. What is going to be your number one priority? And I don't care, frankly, what all these letters and articles say. I've been a part of a smear campaign too. I get it. I care that you're going to have one thing in mind when you sit in that chair in that 5-sided building. And you told me what that was. So with that, you have my support. I'm sorry you have to go through a process like this.
This was amazing. If you don't know, Senator Tim Sheehy is the senator that drug that Marine out of a hearing where he broke his hand. Now, I see a comment, sovereign void. Gender is a social, cultural construct based on self-expression. I'm going to say you're retarded. I'm going to say this comment is retarded. And if anyone else thinks this comment's retarded, type 1 for yes, 2 for no. Gender is not a social construct. It is not a cultural construct. Gender is decided with an X and a Y chromosome. Gender is decided with your, what you're born with. You've either got an innie or an outie. Not a social construct. You're, no. If you believe it's a social construct, then you don't believe in this. You don't believe in one of these. You don't believe in this if you believe it's a social construct. Okay, and look at that. Look how beautiful this is. Down at the bottom, it says U.S. veteran. I've been putting $2 bills into these when I mail them out. So if you want to help me with that, feel free. Basic biology class is free. Yeah, it is. And some people don't know how to do that. Some people, gender is a social construct. Go check your gender in the restroom is what I got to say. Don't forget this. Wow. Okay. Somebody just sent me this one. Let's see what this, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going to trigger the chat. I'm okay with triggering the chat here too.
We talked to these guys. There was not a single one of them from Mexico. Take a listen to this. Where are you guys from? What country?
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
India.
India. Where are you from?
Turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah.
Turkey. Okay.
India.
India. Where are you guys from?
Turkey.
Turkey. Turkey. Where are you guys from?
China.
China.
Ecuador.
Ecuador? Where are you guys from?
India.
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 India. Sagar Baba.
India. India.
India.
India.
India.
India.
India.
India.
Yes. India.
India. All India?
Yeah, India.
India. Iran.
Iran.
You're all from Iran. Why'd you come?
No freedom.
No freedom?
Yes, in Iran. Iran is a dangerous country. No freedom for speak, for writing, for singing, for thinking.
And then take a look at this. We met up with a local resident out here, Corey Gotero. He's former U.S. military. He goes out and he collects all of these discarded passports and ID cards from these illegal immigrants from all around the world as they cross here in the Jacumba area. He's got an entire room full of them. You'll see passports, IDs from China, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, many others. You'll notice many of them are burned or shredded or destroyed in some way as these illegal aliens try to destroy some of these documents as soon as they arrive here in the United States, trying to hide who they are and where they've been. And Gotero says that is a security concern.
They're just dropping this stuff on the ground to come here and assume a new identity. So that's a little bit scary with my military background and seeing the people that are coming across that male. These are all military age males. People keep saying that. I've got the proof right here.
That should scare everyone. That should scare every one of you. I got a couple more clips here. I'll show you. That was there. Oh, here's something funny for you. Look at this. Look at this one. Check this out. You like that? Oh, dude's got a beard. Yep, there's the social construct for you. There's the social construct for everybody that says that gender is a social construct. Uh-oh, we've got one. Hold up, this is breaking right now. SAVE Act could be in play sooner than we thought. I'm okay with this. I'm sure many of you are as well.
On the Save America Act as the Senate gears up for a vote on Wednesday. Senate Majority Leader John Thune casting doubt over using the talking filibuster to get this over the finish line, saying the votes are not there. And that had us thinking about what Chuck Schumer said about his party using the talking filibuster back when he was Majority Leader.
If the Republicans block cloture on the legislation before us, I will put forward a proposal to change the rules to allow for a talking filibuster on this legislation, as recommended by a number of our colleagues who have been working on this reform for a long time.
Joining me now ahead of his Save America tour, early vote.
I love it. Scott Pressler, Save America tour. Wow. We're getting a vote on Wednesday. A non-filibuster vote on Wednesday could be huge. I don't know about you, but I believe that's what needs to happen. If we're going to do anything in America, we've got to fix our elections. I believe 38 states already require voter ID. There's like 15 states. The people in those 38 states, for some reason, know how to get IDs and birth certificates. Sleeper cells don't scare awake people. I don't know about that. There's a lot of elderly people that are awake that I don't believe could properly defend themselves. There's a lot of women that are awake that I don't believe would have the capability to do that. Somebody says, how about a regular print Bible and a pair of reading glasses? I'm going to send out what's given to me. And I don't really care what is given. Beggars can't be choosers, and I'm not going to fault anyone for trying to help me with what I'm doing. Check this out. Let's go here. I want to see this. This is a nice little clip. Let's go here. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Just turn the audio down if you decide to call in. Let's go here. Wow. Trump's just being Trump, man. Trump is just being Trump. Let him cook. Tennessee requires ID to vote. Thank goodness. Arkansas does as well. I believe that Florida just passed like tighter restrictions there. Let's go here. Line 2 out of Massachusetts. Bruno, what you got?
Good morning, brother. You know, are you a big Criminal Minds fan?
Criminal Minds. I'm sorry, I don't have time to watch a lot of TV.
Behavioral Analysis Unit. You know, if anyone has paid any attention to any of that, or murder mysteries, crime solving programs, any of that, you could see all of this unfolding in front of us because it's been going on for so many years. I was aboard ship from 85 to mid 87, from Halifax to Panama. Back in the 80s, everyone was thriving. The economy was fantastic around the world, and to watch this decline in the last 45 years has really disturbing. And yeah, it all goes back to the garbage that started in Iran back in the mid 80s. And well, it actually started before that. It just heightened during that time.
Let me ask you this.
And
Do
it
we have
just
too much
continued.
democracy? Do we have too much democracy?
Way too much. There's way too much acceptance of so-called religious freedom. Islam is not a religion. It is a lifestyle. And in their lifestyle, we are all infidels. That's why every other foreign-born or anchored child whose parents are from another country, one of those, says we are infidels, and they will stand against us and murder us first and do the time.
I believe you're on to something. I believe we could have a little too much democracy where people are allowed to burn the flag. They're allowed to protest law enforcement. They're allowed to target law enforcement. Thank you for calling, Bruno. Thank you for your service, brother. Let's go here. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
Hey, Ben, this is Whiskey Man.
Yeah, go right ahead.
You there?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. So does the SAVE Act save like the Dominion machines that are always cheating, the electric machines?
It gets rid of electronic voting. It brings in paper ballots, I believe, is what they're trying to do.
Okay, so I didn't actually hear that in the bill, so I was just wondering.
I believe that's what it pushes for, is for a more thorough, a better way of actually doing the voting. I believe it goes same day voting, same day counting. Like you have to report all the votes the same day. So California doesn't get to count votes for 19 days, right?
Right. Definitely.
I mean, I'm all for it. I appreciate it.
I would get rid of the filibuster to get, just to get this done.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for calling, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
Whiskey Man. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't believe there's a whole lot of drawbacks from this other than we remove the ability for these people to cheat. Just enforce the laws. No more BS. Boomer. I read the SAVE Act. Took 5 minutes to read it. Keith, thank you. Let's go here. Line 4. What do you got, line 4?
Yeah, Ben, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for what you do. One thing that concerns me.
Sure.
It's looking at the TV with no sound. No, the military, what's going on right now with what Kelly did and started a lot of that. There's so many more. I saw JTs with the military, and it makes me sick. I'm grateful both my boys are either retired or disabled out now.
Right.
Because even the friendly fire and the C-135 over there crashing, inside job, I can't help but think all the ones that came out and have already showed themselves, prior military veterans and all this that embedded long ago, how can we not think this isn't going on?
I don't know. I don't believe the crash of the plane was an inside. You think the crash of the plane was an inside job?
I'm just saying that a lot of things happen in the military, and look at the drones that have disappeared. Okay. I'm sure they're tracking them and finding them. And if it's coming out in the news, they got more lead on it than what we know. We're behind, but MSN, man, the lies they spew.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see looking at it from that perspective. I don't see the, I can't go with everything that happens is an inside job.
I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying there's a lot of things that are going on right now that could, I'm not into coincidences. It's
sure. Yeah. But military operations accidents do happen. Thank you for calling. God bless you. Yeah, I can't get into the everything's. Not everything is a distraction. Not everything is a conspiracy. I can't get into that line of thinking, but maybe some people can. I just, I can't do it. You know, I do want to show you this. This is interesting. And I fully support this. Fully support this. Let's go right here. Israel is preparing a massive ground invasion of Lebanon to wipe out Hezbollah. We're going to do what we did in Gaza. Lines are open if you want to call in while we're going over this. According to a report from Axios, which is basically toilet paper for the internet, the operation would target a territory south of Litani River, an area Israeli security officials see as critical, preventing Hezbollah attacks on northern Israel. Move follows large-scale rocket barrage. I'm okay with Israel doing that. I would rather see their boots on the ground than mine. Ours, our country. I don't know about you, but I fully support that. Israel is planning massive ground invasion. Do it. I dare you to do it. I dare you. Completely do it. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free to call in. If not, that's okay too. Too many cans of worms to open. Tina agrees. What about the helicopter crash on the Potomac that smelled of some dirty sabotage? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we can find conspiracies wherever we want them. I believe conspiracies make us comfortable. I believe some of the conspiracies are without a shadow of a doubt real. Without a shadow of a doubt. I believe what happened with the USS Liberty, you're probably all going to hate me for this one. I believe what happened with the USS Liberty was the CIA at work. I believe that was a way, the USS Liberty was a spy ship. It was ran by the CIA. The CIA got rid of a president because he didn't want to be in Vietnam. I believe that the CIA would have also, at that time, tried to get an American ship sunk to get us further into what was happening in Egypt. That's what I believe. And if you think the CIA was innocent in that, you should really rethink your life, probably. Rethink some of your life skills. Trump announces buildup of warships in the Straits of Hormuz. Good. Let's go here. Many countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempted closure of the strait, will be sending warships in conjunction with the United States. Do you support this? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let me know what you think in the chat. Many countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempted closure of the Straits of Hormuz, we've already destroyed 100% of Iran's military capability. Yeah. Justin, Trump claims many countries will be sending warships. I think they should. I really believe we should. Trump also asked that other military powers of the world to join him in sending forces for the region. Yeah, it's time for other people to start carrying their weight. I support the president. I saw that comment there as well. If Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil with the strait, they will be hit harder by the United States, 20 times harder. They did that. This is coming out right now. OCENT Technical just dropped this just a few minutes ago. These are some of the strikes on Karg Island. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Let's go. This is decimation. Depends on how much it affects BRICS. Interesting move. Karg Island, bad day for those people. They can't say anything about it because it was all military on the island. Look at, let's go here. Look at this. Major wave of Israeli airstrikes reported across Iran this evening. They're about 10 hours ahead of me where I'm at. Look at that. Oh, okay. I don't know what that says, but there you go. U.S. Army HIMARS shooting ATACs, tactical ballistic missiles at Iran target earlier this week. I'm okay with all that. Looks eerily similar to what happened in New York City there. B-1B Lancer heavy bomber departing England about 3 hours ago. That is going to turn some warheads to foreheads in a matter of hours. That is what's going to happen. Guys, I believe we'll be back on a bit later. I've got to go to the dang feed store is where I got to go. I got to go buy some feed. Probably a lot of it. But hey, that's just what we do here. We got critters to take care of. Guys, gals, girls, and dudes, we only got 2 genders on this channel. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't insult our God the Father. I don't know who said that. How wrong is James? Really bad. I have no idea what James said. Probably not going to acknowledge it either. Guys, take care. See you on